Hi, it's me, Nand D. 1:20 a.m. Oh, 120 degrees, 120. Ibadu, love her. May 14th, 2026. What is this, a Friday? Yes, I'm still up. It's been a minute since I did one of these, because I barely come back here anymore, where I do these on my desktop. Not that you care. There's so much going on. Oh, God. Just so much. I think I may do another one after this. If not, right after this, then later on today, the daylight hours. That'd be a current events one. That Kevin Hart thing last night. No, was it Saturday? And I went to the reason I go to Netflix. I went there, not even looking for that. But I'm on YouTube most of every day. What they call Dr. Who said a YouTubian. Did he mean that as the YouTubers who put out the content? I guess that would be me, but I don't get much traffic here. It's not a popular channel, if you will. That's why I like venting here, because I know you got to vent to the 10th house, to the Saturn, the public. I'm an astrologer, so when you put things in the public, you're really talking to Saturn, the father of the zodiac, the disciplinarian, if you will. Um, Anything you're doing in the public is the 10th house matter, which is ruled by Capricorn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So I tend to do this. People are like, why do you do it? I don't have any traffic in it. Well, that's why I do it. I'm an astrologer. I can't speak for all astrologers or all people who do it that don't get the traffic they may desire. And if I did have a popular channel, I don't think I would feel as free with emoting here, if you will. Cathartic, it's therapy. Especially when I ain't got no health insurance. I miss going to therapy when I had health insurance. I don't have enough money to pay out of pocket. Although I did Better Health for a little bit. Is it Better Health or Better Health? One of them. The cool site you get to. Why am I advertising for them? They can sponsor this. Never mind. The point, because I did it. Never mind. This is me emoting about my trip to New York and one of my former besties. I just. And this is part of the series Excommunicants. And I wanted to do. I was going to do one video per Excommunicant. No, ex-friend is an excommunicant. It's one word that I coined and made up. I was going to do, I shipped something through UPS in Georgia years ago. It was the South, something connected. What was that street? What was her name? Stephanie? Begin with an S, Caucasian lady. That just dawned on me, downloaded. I don't know why. To the copyrights in DC from Marietta. Was that Marietta, Georgia? This is years ago. I don't live in Georgia anymore. And I just downloaded it. Like, did that ever make its way to DC? I doubt not, because I doubt it, rather, because I didn't get anything back from DC. Did she steal my manuscript? I don't know. Chubby Caucasian lady. She seemed friendly enough. This must have been 2016. Because I'm thinking about who she was talking about, the president then. Uh, Look, she's Caucasian like him. But I don't talk about politics, with people in the street. When I went to bartending school, their teachers stressed do not discuss religion and politics at work. And they don't even discuss it in public at all. Never mind. I'm off topic. But I don't know why I downloaded that quick. Where's my manuscript? I write so many books and never mind. Back to the point at hand. So I went to New York for a loved one to be there, show moral support. And I got with a couple of friends, and one friend in particular, he picked me up from uptown, and we went to Queens to see loved ones. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see my brother. And he was like, and your sister, because he met my sister years ago. He met her, and I was like, nah, we're not speaking. I better not. It's not a good idea. Our communication it's not good. It's not successful in the same lane, if you will. He went into Life is Short, and he just came from his friend's funeral, and Rise and Power, R.P. Carla Brown, beautiful sister, beautiful sister, yeah, Carla Denise Brown. You can probably look her up. She was sort of like a semi-public figure, so he was heartbroken about that, and uh, life is too short. You can't do this. I'm taking you to your sister's house. If she doesn't open the door, fine. You did your part. And he's my good. We met in '94. This friend, and that friendship went from '94 to 2009. and we excommunicated a long time and recommunicated in 2023. So it was beautiful seeing him. You know, we cried. It was emotional, but good emotions, and it was just beautiful seeing him again after all these years since 2009. Oh yeah, yeah. So that was his whole point. Like, you must go see your sister. If she doesn't open the door, fine. So we in Queens, and I think it's ideal to call first. This is my younger sister. We're more than a decade apart, and we just so different in logic and temperament, and not that I'm better than her or smarter than her. We're just, because you're the bad guy saying something like that, but and then it makes people think you're competitive when I'm too leisurely. Well, I say leisure, others say lazy. I'm too emotionally lazy, they say, to compete. Plus, I know my natal chart. I'm not cosmically calibrated to be in competition, especially where there's no desired prize. My ego don't need stroking like that, because people are like, why do people do that? Is it for money? Oh no, it's to stroke their ego. The ego's too stingy to be a slave to it. I refuse. Plus, my natal chart won't allow me to be a slave to my ego. I digress. So, yeah, I won't say I think better, or we just think very different. And aside from what Vilene has done to the family, oh God, it'll be in the book, in another video, maybe, I don't know. Um, Things I've learned through other readings that, yeah. Anywho, so we go there, and I told myself, while we're driving, I said, Des, I think it'd be prudent if we call first. But she's blocked me, as if I care. Okay, here you go. Yeah, that's my ego. I know you just said, I thought you didn't have an ego. But what if it's just honest? I don't. I care about her welfare, and I want to do well, and I want to be all right. I don't wish ill will on her. I usually wish on you what you wish on me and what you did to me. But with my siblings, I don't do that. Um, because most people like, I ain't doing that here. Well, if you ain't doing nothing, then I want for you what you did nothing for me. Yeah. Anywho, yes, I'm evolving. Are they? People tend to scrutinize the one that don't initiate the hostilities. You know what I'm saying? It's just, ugh. But anyhow, hold on. I told you it's 1 something in the morning. I'm a little sleepy. So we call from his phone, because you can't call from my phone. She picks up. I always wonder about people who pick up for numbers they don't recognize. But when we were talking, she told me she has to do it because of business. I said, in this day and age, I'm not picking up no number I don't recognize. Spam, creepy. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. A professional business should have the business name coming across the screen. Because she's thinking it could be business. That's why she just picks up. I'm like, no, a business would have its name across the screen, will it not? When we were talking as sisters on the phone, I ain't picking up no block number, private number, or no goddamn number I don't recognize. If you are legitimate, you will leave a legitimate voicemail in which I can call you back or text. This is my motto. Protect your peace of mind, okay? But in this instance, it's good. She picked up, and Desmond said hi, and then I said hi, and he was like, "We're in Queens. We want to come by. I think you should talk." Your sister asked that I mediate, and yeah, because he has to witness this and mediate. I didn't think it would be successful because of Vilene, and again, we think too differently. Okay, she's water and fire. I'm all air. I have one component Earth, but that's generational. Pluto is generational, and I have one component of water. But clearly, not enough water to deal with her watery ass. Okay, and fire. Just okay. We're gonna get into the natal charts, but I'm fatigued. Let me get through this. And yeah, because this is part of the Excommunicant series, because we're currently excommunicated, and that's fine. But she act like that. Oh God. Anyhow, and I do care about her. She went over the seas for some cosmetic something, and I was devastated because we don't like each other, but I love her. I don't want nothing to happen to her overseas in a climate like this. Are you crazy? Not just dealing with passports and customs and God knows. I was so worried about her doing that, but she's grown. She's in her 40s. She's grown. I'm in my 50s, but I still couldn't believe. I'm like, you went overseas. So I know I do care about her because I was devastated and heartbroken and scared and hurt and worried. So I do care about her. Um, I don't know think she cares about me, but she cares about me wanting to care about her. That Leo frequency. No shade to Leos. They're more concerned with you caring about them. You get it? Most of them, the downside of Leo. Uh, Anywho, so we get there, and I couldn't believe the fence. That's another topic. So I'm startled. Like, what the hell happened to the fence? It just the way our mom had the house when she was there. Just oh, that's a whole nother topic. And I'm not judging because I'm no domestic diva myself, far from. But when you see the family house and you have memories, it's nostalgic. But you can't have those sweet nostalgic memories when never mind what it looked like there. Um, because I'm in no position to judge. But again, that's not my house. Isn't the family house. There'd be no nostalgic anything for anyone in my family for this house. In case family's hearing it. Okay. So we get there. I sit outside the yard for a minute to get gather my bearings. Not fear, but just old age and old bones. I need to sit down and relax a bit. And then you're in the yard, just again thinking about the past and Queens and just all the history, I have at that location and that locale. Desmond had to go in because he had to use the bathroom. So he went on in, and she was friendly and warm towards him. And I stayed in the yard in the chair, chilling, until I got my bearings and strength to get on up with my cane. I could feel the pain in trying to get up them steps now. Do you see something? We didn't have many stairs, but this old age thing. The late Joan Crawford told Oprah about old age. Was it Oprah or Wendy Williams? They was like, well, how do you like it? Because she brought up the old age. Never mind, Joan. Is it not Joan Crawford? That's it. Joan Rivers. Where's that get Crawford from? I don't even think Wendy or Oprah interviewed Joan Crawford. What year she passed? Was it before they came on the talk show scene? Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna look it up though. I'm curious. I'm gonna research. I took journalism in school. I'm gonna look it up and see what year Joan Crawford passed to see if either lady got the opportunity to interview her. I know Oprah came out in the '80s, and Wendy on the radio was the '90s. Her talk show was what the early 2000s. Okay, you don't care. I digress. I digress a lot. Patience is a virtue. So I'm in the house. I sit down. I like what she did with the living room. It's very cute. Royal blue and pink. It's so her personality. It's so adorable. So I go, this is cute. I'm complimenting her. I brought her pink flowers, a pink plant. It's a Azalea Frida plant. Romance and love. I forgot the name. Is it poinsettia? But it's pink. Naturally pink. It's a beautiful plant. I bought two. One for her and one for Lean. You don't care. I'm detail oriented. I'm a writer. Patience is a virtue. I'll click off. This is the thing. Why am I? This is for me to emote. I'm emoting. Okay. Either you're with it or you're not, and it's fine. I don't have an ego. I'm indifferent to you. You click it off or click it on. Click it in. Click it on. Click it in. Oh, disco. All right. I'm sleepy. I should get some coffee. Oh, I don't have any music. I try to get some of that free music in here. I don't want to get the coffee. You ain't listening to nothing. People are impatient. Well, I don't know what else is new. So we're in the house and it starts. Now we've excommunicated multiple times over the decades. This particular excommunication is, and get this, she's the one who told me to begin with. She DM'd me on Instagram, which is rare because I'm rarely on there. I'll probably be on there more. Facebook, what's wrong with my page? Here we go again. This is foolish, just Facebook. Ugh. But usually I was a Facebook FB girl, but I slowed down with FB too. It just, I remember when FB was good. You remember FB was good in 2000, what, 8, 9? It was so good. But I didn't slow this much down because FB, why can't I get in? What is the issue, FB? What is the problem? Oh, Jesus. It's probably that judge. He probably did it. That Puerto Rican judge. God. This is insane. I don't get it. We've never had any words. We had never had any crosswords. We never had any words exchanged at all with strangers. Yeah, yes, heard my SSD video. I don't even know, did I say? I remember what I say in these videos. I don't. Once it's uploaded, I'm going about my dang on business. I don't know what the hell I done said, but I know it's from the heart. I know that. But the specifics, but I know I have a lupus. Do I have a lupus SSD video, audio video? All these are audio videos. Anonymity. Yeah, it's key. But there's details with that may be therein. I don't. Oh, I cannot believe. Never mind. When Charles Brown went through, I said, "Oh God!" It came to my mind like, "Is this personal for him?" Because oh God, a whole nother video, it's another topic. But then he said it himself. I said, "Oh God, he knows." There's women's intuition and there's male's intuition. Because you say, "What this feels? It's icky, it's cringe, it's weird, and it feels personal." But in this case, I don't even know this judge personally. Nor does Charles Brown know Drake personally. And my sister loved Drake. Oh God, she listened to this. She probably was like, "Well, if he was dissing Drake," but never mind what she would say. Charles Brown. My sister's lovely, lovely. She's just a die-hard Drake fan, and she's a native New Yorker. I'm like, what? Now I'm too old to be either of their fans. I'm late to the party with both their music and catalog. My son was into rock him. I listened to hip hop from Gen X era. Okay? So I'm too late. And my son, one of them told me about Kendrick and To Pimp a Butterfly. Back way, he was like, "Mom, you gotta check out this album." But I thought the term "To Pimp a Butterfly" was so. I'm old school. Forgive me, Kendrick. I love you, babe. But I was like, that's a horrible thing to do. A butterfly is a lone, beautiful creature that minds its business. If you see a school of butterflies, they go into study. Hence, a school of butterflies. Other than that, they're loners, they're beautiful. Who would want to pimp a butterfly? My son gave me the blank expression and said, "Never mind, Mom. Just forget it. Just never mind." And I went on about my day. In 2022, hi Naima, hi baby. She put me on to Kendrick again. She's not even thinking she's putting me on. She's showing me his new work and was it the heart part something. And I was intrigued by the video. I was like, "Oh, this is good." And in 2022, I vowed, well, my son told me about him back in the day. Well, let me check out. I will not tell you, I don't listen to new stuff for the most part. I'm old school to my soul. R&B and hip hop, just old school. Okay, and I love it. Like, don't you love what you listen to? The point is, Charles Brown, that's his name, yeah, YouTuber. All of them, Screwface. I'm into them because they're just how they speak about him. And Justin Hunt, the company man, stellar. His reporting stellar. Not to mention his cute dimples. Okay, but he's a Virgo. Well, he won't look at me no how either. But I can't date Virgos. No, no shade Virgo. But they're very smart and analytical people. But love them. Never mind. Beautiful dimples. Okay. Brown skin. He's so cute. You don't pinch his cheek, but wouldn't you want to? But you don't do it. He's a grown man. But okay, the point I'm trying to make is, how did I get to this? Oh yeah, my sister loved Drake. Tony Daly loves Drake too. I love Tony too. But Tony, you understand why she loves him? She's from California, not California, but Canada. My sister's from New York. I said, "Why don't you ask Drake to help you?" She was like, "He doesn't know me. He has millions of fans." I'm like, "But the way you love him, he should be able to help you financially with this problem." And of course, she thinks I'm bugging out. Well, would you ask Kendrick to help you? I love Kendrick, but you love Drake. It's a whole nother kind of love. But it's the Leo thing they got in common. You know what I'm saying? Why am I on this topic? Oh yeah, we're sitting there back to Desmond trying to mediate. She's getting all of us. There's no reason to get hyper. She's acting like she's 16, but she's in her 40s, and she's hyperventilating and getting hyped. I was calm, cool as a cucumber. I don't have the energy to get hype up. Why are you hyperventilating? So she's explaining herself, and I'm trying to listen because I like adducing, deducing, thus concluding. I'm analytical. What is it you're trying to say? Oh, the point of the beef. She DM'd how I got the Instagram. Okay, that's how it happened. She DM'd me on Instagram. I could barely find out what the hell I had to find the daggone thing. I'm not a digital girly. I'm not savvy in there. And Instagram, it's just new to me. Navigating it. Never mind. And the loved one put the TikTok on my phone. I don't know how to do these things. Ugh. Anywho, or I would probably do this for TikTok if I knew how the hell do it, yeah. Myself, I don't know how to do YouTube. I don't do the YouTube. So we're let me try. Let me see. Babe. What the hell is that? Babe. What is that? What is that? Do you hear that? What the hell is that? Let me do it again. Babe. Papa, this phone is giving me the creeps. Like it was recording me or something. Why would it do that? I don't know. I know it's creepy as all out damn doors. I know that much. It's scary. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Should it do that? I don't know. I know it's creepy. Okay. Is it working? Let me see. Oh, it's working. Okay. I don't know. Papa, I hope I'm doing this right, because I'm not dressed. You can't have nudity on TikTok. Yeah, I'm trying to do a TikTok too, y'all. Just bear with me. Anywho, so we're in the living room. This is April. What was it? April 29th, 2026? I think so. Not that long ago. So we're in the living room, and I'm admiring how she did the living room. Look really cute, really nice. And she's huffing, and not saying nothing. I'm like, where is she huffing? I said, Desmond, are you witnessing this? Are you observing this? You see, I'm calm. Oh yeah, but you're both interrupting each other. I'm like, no, I'm trying to get a word in edgewise. There's a difference. But I'm calm and adult and mature. And you know, are you witnessing both frequencies? And he's like, can I help it? I'm sitting right here. Oh, he'll be 50 soon. So you know, we're all mature people sitting there. Well, two of us were comporting mature. Whew. Anywho, so I'm like, why is she hyperventilating? What is going on? So she's talking about I live in the past. I'm like, well, you do too. And then out of nowhere, she brings up Kim. Yeah. Kim, I haven't spoken to Kim since 2000. Technically, I spoke to her. This is the grime factor. I spoke to her recently. Someone passed away that they knew around the way, and they was at the repast. My sister puts Kim on the phone. Now I ain't spoken to her since 2008, and you could call that speaking. She was arguing and fussing and carrying on, and I was on the phone with Desmond then. You see what I'm saying? 2008. I'm on the phone with Desmond talking about the book, The Four Agreements. I have never finished that book because I felt like there was some sort of omen with me finishing the book. Again, in chapter 2, I was like, Desmond, I think I'm gonna try to finish this book because I had put it down before because I was in chapter 2 when I was on the beach. Was it Fire Island? With another former friend, Sharon. She invited me. Again, I am too lazy to crash a party. What mom used to say, if you're there by invite, green light, municipality right, or corporate right. You got to realize when things happen, why are you there? What are you doing here? If it was invite, they invited you. If it's green light, that means you can go to their house without invite because you had that kind of rapport because they come to your house without invite. You're there by green light because that's the kind of rapport that's been built over time. Municipality right, you're in the public setting. Corporate right is you're at work, you're at business. You're supposed to be there because they employed you to be there and work. Was there another one mommy gave me? I don't know. Okay. Oh, green light also is permission. Yeah, you can go over without calling first because that's the report. And green light is you got permission. They didn't invite you, but like with my sister, we called first. And she gave the green light to come on. It's proper etiquette. And also is how you gauge karma according. Also sinners. Think of that. You have to be invited. I guess to put the onus on you, where people could say, "Oh, you're not playing the victim. Well, you're playing the victim because you invited them over." That playing the victim term, we're gonna get to that foolishness again. I know it's widespread in nomenclature. You ever notice how there's no playing a victimizer? Victimizers are never judged. So if someone's playing a victim, then who's playing a victimizer? The whole world is a stage. Everybody plays their part. So how come the victimizer isn't scrutinized and scorned? Did y'all notice that bullshit? What was I just listening to? And they said everybody, the whole world is a stage. She kept repeating it. Was it Tiny TKO? I don't know. I feel like a video. They kept repeating. And I learned this in college, philosophy class, sociology class, even acting, fine arts, and theater classes I took. That was very much repeated. The whole world is a stage and everybody played a part. And one professor said, write down what part you play with your chair number. He had numbers on the chairs, and I wrote audience member. He thought that I won a prize. He thought that was I was the only one that wrote that. Everybody wrote the star. Some people wrote supporting cast. Some people wrote production behind the scenes, getting the stage together. Um, I was the only one that wrote audience member. The only one. Yeah, the professor was thrilled. I said, no, no audience, no show. Witnesses, yes. They have witnesses in the Bible. I digress. And I was called a ham back then. Yes, I did off Broadway. I extra work in the 90s. So it was very shocking. I wrote audience member because it just makes sense. You know, I think the audience for Earth is the ocean, the sea, and like who's watching this dimension and all that's taking place. I digress. So, gosh, I need to get in bed. I need some tea. No, not tea, coffee. Papa, are you in bed? Can you pour me coffee? I'm trying to get through this audio video. I don't want to walk away because it'll leave empty space on the audio video for the few people that may click. You know what I'm saying? They're like, where did she go? Even though I announced where I'm going, but I don't know if people got patience for me to make a pot or heat up the coffee and pour it. It shouldn't take that long. What do you think? I don't know. Are you indisposed? Are you in bed sleep? You okay? All right. I'll get the coffee. It shouldn't take that long. Can y'all hold on a minute? The coffee gonna help me get through this, and I'm parched. I should light a cigar. All right, I'll get the coffee. I'll light a cigar. Oh, I'm really parched. I just strung out. Hold on to the few ears that, and thank you for your not my detractors and saboteurs and adversaries, not y'all, because y'all here for a whole nother reason, but the true listeners who like story. That's my story all time. I am tired. Story times, pure survival. No, I don't want you to put you out, baby. You seem comfortable and leisurely. Like my personality. I'm not rushing you, Daddy. I'm trying to spare you from getting it. I can just get on up. Oh, I'll be right back, babe. Papa, I hope they don't hear that. That's like Archie Bunker when he flushed it. Papa, I didn't know you was in the loo. Jesus. Oh, Lord, Daddy. Oh, 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 sweet Jesus. Oh, oh my God. Is it time? Oh, Puppy Bear. Oh, I got the coffee, Daddy. You okay? Oh, God. Oh, sweet Jesus. I got the coffee. It's not too hot. It's fine. I got my cigar. Okay, where was I? Oh, how it all the thing. Back in January, my sister, I only got one sister on my mama's side. God knows how many on my daddy's side. But Papa was a rolling stone. And no shade, I'll shade Daddy. All right, so no shade. January, she DM'd me on Instagram about my baby, my son. And I said, oh my Lord. So we did the research, talked to ex-hubby, baby daddy. You left the light on, Papa. Well, you know what was going on, things of that nature. So I knew it would take time to save up to get. No shame. There's too many people struggling with my finances in America, and for some reason, some people take shame in not having any. No, feel shameful if you're harming children and people. Okay, I never understood how shame is placed on non-crimes or on just. Thank you, mommy. Because you said, why don't people make people feel bad about non-crimes? It doesn't make sense. So no, I have no shame with being fiat low. Okay, so it took a minute to get the fiat up for me to travel and go. You know, we have bills and retired, fixed income, one income. Okay, so it took the time to get the money to get there. So I finally got there in April, and I was able to make it to one of his court dates. So essentially, she's the first one to tell me about what was going on with him, and for that, I kept her abreast on him. So in one instance, I texted a lot of people that day. I texted a lot of people about where he was in the visiting hours and things of that nature. So like a couple of weeks later, she texted me. It was a quick text, a video text. I don't know how you young people do that. It's like a video text. Was it 7 to 8 minutes? It was a video text where she was in the cab with her daughter, a beautiful daughter, whom we're all very proud of. And they look good too. They look really nice. And she said they were on their way to go visit my son. And that was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I said, oh no, because I didn't want them to get there and get turned around. It's a total waste of time. So I text her, oh no, you're too early. You got to get there between these hours. She was like, well, we're already here. You know, we're going. I'm like, they're going to turn you around. It's strict. They mean these are the hours they mean. That's it. It's every day. These are the same hours you can visit. And then she goes into, oh, well, I got something to do later on. Da, 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 da. Now, we're texting. This argument is all text, nothing vocal. So, I tell you, I don't have an ego. I just was like, oh, okay, well, it's always tomorrow. So I guess she texts back, I have something to do tomorrow. And then I'm like, well, it's every day. Which it is. It's every day, the same hours. And then she goes into something that's a whole nother topic. She just shifts lanes. Just merged into another lane, a lousy lane that had nothing to do with nothing, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, I'm not putting anyone before me. I'm my own priority. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not reading directly from the text. I don't know how to put the text in the thing. You know how young people put the text in Instagram or a TikTok? I don't know how to do that. And then you got to edit out the person's phone up. And I would have to get a young person here to do it for me, and I can do it on my TikTok later. Because I don't know how to do that stuff. And it's no shame. Again, people make you feel shame about stuff that's non-crimes. Do you make pedos feel shame? What they call it, PD files on the internet? Do you make them feel ashamed? Oh, God. Oh, what's that scene in Poetic Justice when Tupac stopped the music on the boombox? But I think he was trying to make the guy feel bad for putting out his rap song. I forgot what Joe Torre. Was it Joe Torre's character? He was in Chicago. He was a Kiki in that movie. I wrote something about it. Never mind. I ain't biting what I know. Whether it comes published or not, I wrote it. Shout out to John Singleton. Let's be playing so. Yes, baby.
The coffee you getting it?
I got it. It's not too hot because I'm gonna burn my lip on.
Okay.
I will. I put a little cinnamon in it. Yes, Lord. Babe, I'm craving something. I don't know. I thought it was ice cream. You said ice cream too soft for you, and you christened it, Papa. I don't mind, but I noticed you christened the ice cream. You had the first scoop. Did you like it?
It was okay, but
Is it too soft? Did it feel like ice cream?
That's the way I like it. You know?
Oh, okay. We could stick with that brand if it's on sale. Mm-hmm. Oh, this coffee is funny. Baby, cut the bathroom light out. The bills. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, so where was I? So she's on this tirade in the text, and then when you respond, with one text you said good luck, and I said good luck to you too, and a dose of compassion. And something I said, she gonna say I'm condescending. I'm like, how come when you say good luck, it's fine. When I respond and mirror the same bullshit, it's all of a sudden condescending. So was your shit condescending too? It's just childish and petty. There's some people who will bring out your highest. They bring out your higher self. There's other people who will bring out your lower self, the self you swore you evolved past. So the text is getting outrageous, and then the block party happened. The party I didn't even go to. You text me you was on your way. Oh, it started out good, I guess. Good intentions. Oh God, just petty. It's just unsuccessful. Then she's perturbed that she goes to negative right away. Right away. Desmond told me as soon as he get in the house, I guess I have to use the bathroom. She gonna tell Desmond, I only know her through YouTube. That don't hurt me none, because she's admitting that she knows me through sharing informative videos, highly educational stuff. And we've discussed other things, like we used to get into the Christian Rock stuff that's on the internet. We go back and forth with that. Because at first I like Christian. Me and older women, not 50s. My homegirl put me on. She in her 50s. The song "Keep Swimming." That's how I got to know Christian. I didn't even know nothing about her fighting. When I tell you I'm out of the loop, the comment section of the video mentioned fighting. I'm like, why is she fighting? Then you go look for that stuff, like, oh my. But I met her through Keep Swimming video. We older women love when you ain't talking about your coochie. I mean, our day, the coochie songs with Sugar Walls. It was innuendo. Well, that's a jam to My Sugar Walls. Who sung that? Blizzard Blondie? Baby, who sung My Sugar Walls? Was that Madonna? It wasn't no flat out, coochie talk. And yes, I love Little Kim. But literally, Pale Pals that shouldn't be told Puffy to tell Biggie to make Kim, right for Kim in that way, allegedly. So I don't even think that would have been Kim's idea to come out talking like that. But they were jams, so I don't know. But we see why. Look at what it gave birth to a generation of. Never mind, because again, I'm old school. Okay. Yes, I love Millie Jackson, but I don't think did Millie Jackson talk about her coochie. I mean, blatantly talk about it. I gotta go through the catalog. And my second cousin Betty Wright, I love her, but she didn't talk about a coochie. She talked about Ashe Betty Wright, Ashe, Maria Mama. She talked about it's a hit. It's my jam. I'm waiting and I'm there. When you're a virgin, oh God, I should do a virgin radio. Remember that when you gift your V card and oh Lord, I was in high school. He was in high school too. Oh God, from Harlem up to the 80s. You want to go see Rocky IV? I'm like, Rocky IV? What kind of date is that? Oh, you want to see a chick flick? Yeah, it's in the memoir. But I knew it. As soon as he walked up on me, I said, oh God, it's going to happen today. I just knew it because I worked so hard to avoid him and he still found me. I digress. That's a whole nother video. But anyway, I'm trembling. But you think you assume as a little girl that's the song you hear when that time happens? He playing Candy Girl by New Edition. And it looked like the radio. I don't even want to hear Candy Girl ever again. It looked like the song wouldn't stop playing. I'm like, can you find another song? He was like, I don't know why they keep playing it. It looked like cars outside. This is Harlem, baby. How cars outside seemed like it was driving by playing Candy Girl. No, that ain't my nickname. I did eat a lot of candy at your leg by a shell. I still like certain candy too. I'm grown, granny grown. But anywho, what was that at? Oh, I'm no longer parched. I had the coffee. Turkish coffee is very good. Well, I'm not sponsored by Turkish. But pardon my eccentric, quirky ways. Totally innocent. If I air my chart, being astrologer, you know what it is. Frenetic frequency to boot. But harmless, I'm too lazy to hurt anybody. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a lot of effing energy. Oh no. I'd rather write a love story. Bake some cookies, okay? So we're in the house. Oh, not that was in the text, okay, whatever. Peace be on to you. Whatever. So fast forward to in the house. This is April 29th, I think. The day before the Day of Truth. The 30th is the Day of Truth. And when Kendrick Game came out with Eureka. No, not Eureka. We call it Euphoria. He was like, oh, you put this out on the National Day of Truth. So you had no business lying on April 30th, okay? Oh, Kendrick. How am I just now coming into your music? I went and bought his vinyl. I don't want to make my baby feel bad. I don't think he ever hear this, though, but never mind. But I bought his vinyl because Kendrick is a Gemini. And a Legba, not Shell. Even Papa Legba all corresponding aligned to Gemini. So I had this vinyl consecrated via a legba. Never mind, because that's between me and my son. Never mind. But I don't have the money to buy those again. I'm on, and I wonder, well, where did it go? Who has them? I know they're happy as hell, even if they don't know nothing about the Orisha Legba. My son would probably tell them, just look up a Legba, okay? Look them up. These are consecrated. This ain't no regular vinyl here, okay? It's the truth. I don't lie on a Legba. I wouldn't dare lie on any Orisha. I'm too lazy to lie at this age anyway, but whether or not the person knows about the Orisha who got those albums, they're very happy. Very happy. Maybe this video reached their ears. He's happy. Mad City and Good Kid. What was the other one? With the family. With the family. Papa, what's the other vinyl I got? The family on the bed. Whitney got the baby. I can't think of the name of this. Brand new. I didn't open it. I can't think. But those two, I just cry. And my good Adidas. I love my son. I love my son. It's the drugs. Fuck you, drugs. The asshole drugs. Yeah. I need to go. YouTube forget the profanity. YouTube ain't a popular channel to calm down. I can say the FUCK once in a while. They cuss on YouTube after 2 minutes, right? It's okay. Anywho. Oh, God damn you, drugs. Jesus. Anyway, back to the point. So, she's huffy and puffy. She brings up Kim. And I'm like, where did that name come from? It's completely out of context. Like, at the repass, she didn't text me. I'm about to put, no heads up. She didn't text me. She's about to put Kim on the phone. Like, oh, she's making plates and making food. I said, but you said hold on 3 times. I'm a writer. I study journalism. I study law. I have 95 college credits, mostly legal studies. I just knew I was going to work with Barry Scheck. Can y'all tweet this to Barry Scheck, please? Barry, I was going to work with you. I wanted to work with you. Okay? Totally. I still can. You got remote work? Email me. Holla. Email the girl, Mother Harlem 1969 at Gmail. Put in the subject line your zodiac sign. Okay, I don't think a hater think to look that up. You never know what these haters are. But anywho, but make put something that I can know it's you, Barry Scheck, please. I digress. But you were the inspiration for me to go back to school in my 40s because I went in the 90s when I was in my 20s. The fine arts. Never mind. I digress. Back to my sister. So, yeah, she brings up Kim out of nowhere. Just like I was shell-shocked when she put on the phone at the repass. Blessed be upon that baby's soul. The repass, it was like, listen, you're so young. Oh, God. Oh, FBAs, please. FBAs, can we please stick together? In some circus century, can we please just... And y'all probably like, you can't even stick together with your sister. You telling us to stick together? Yes. FBAs as a collective. Let's all treat each other how we treat white people. Please. And that Kevin Hart, another video. God damn it, that damn roast. Ugh. Okay, I digress. Yes. FBAs, we can treat each other with the same civility and cordiality. Cordialness. Cordiality, whatever the fuck. We can, fuck with an L in there. Okay. We can, because I don't want to cuss it. We can treat each other with the same civility we treat other groups. We can. We can rise above it now. We can rise above. They're like, oh, post-traumatic slave syndrome. I love Dr. Joy DeGruy. I met her. Ice 8, the early part of 2000. One of the best encounters of my entire life. Great book. Love her. She's on YouTube. Check out. No, I don't work for her. I wish I did. What I'm saying is, we can rise above the Willie Lynch letter. We can. We have to. We have it in us. Again, we're civil towards other races who treat us bad. We can be civil with each other. Yes, we can. Okay? Please. Okay. I know y'all like, you can't get along with your sister or Kim. So what the hell? I can, by keeping my distance. That's a clue. I riddled your clue. I keep my distance to keep the peace. Yes, Lord. This was Desmond's idea. Yeah. I tell you, he just came from Carlos Brown's funeral. And he was like, no, you have to go over there. When are you going to be in New York again? I was like, I don't know. I really don't. It was enough to save up for that trip. And physically, it was a challenge. He was like, no, we're going over there. She don't open the door, fine. I said, well, I'm bringing her some sunflowers. Because the house itself is Ochun's house. You read this without Baba, Ifa. The house is Ochun, so I want to bring sunflowers. And Desmond said, you're the sunflower. That was so sweet. I don't think my sister see it that way. And I don't know, did you, girl, my sister, you listen to this? Did you ever get this 5 sunflowers for Ochun? Please get them for her. You know what she did for you. Yeah, Ochun love my sister, y'all. Oh Lord, if I get disciples of Ochun listening, don't be mean towards me, okay? Mm-hmm. You don't know how my sister treated me. Then she lies on me, telling people I bullied her. How, when I kept my distance from you? You gotta want to engage somebody to bully them. What? Or do you take distance as bullying? I think, no shade, I think people see highbrow, I'm not saying I'm highbrow, but others have. I think people see hyper intellectuals as some form of bullying them. My sister's birthday, I think she shared birthday with Portia Williams. Do you see how Portia hated on Kenya at first? I think they're civil now. I don't know. But we was like, this is intellectual envy. There's nothing else making sense. You probably hate Kenya too, whoever listened to this, Lord. But it's not clear what Kenya did. Oh, she flirted with Apollo. But she didn't give him fellatio. That turned out to be a lie. Okay, that one thing, and then she stopped flirting. I think she was trying to get into the nature. Never mind. This is not a row of review. But to give you an idea of my sister, and she loved Portia Williams. I'm like, you would love her. And no shade to Portia. I met her too when I lived in the A. She was very nice, very nice. I met her when she was with her baby girl. It was beautiful. I was talking to her about Aries and Cancer. Portia, if you listen, we met outside of Yandy's store. It was a beautiful encounter. It was a big brown lady. Sort of, I looked like the gypsy I am, with all the accoutrements for reading the cards, and well, I don't know how many. You probably meet a lot of eccentrics. Never mind. Back to the point. Mm. Coffee's yummy. And where I blend my coffee, I add all kinds of sour sop goodies, all kinds of other herbs in the coffee. My coffee is unique as I am. You know what I'm saying? What a blend. Okay. So we're in the house and she's hyperventilating. I'm saying, Desmond, are you watching this? Desmond, are you observing this? And he's trying to mediate. Libra rules mediation, but he's a Gemini. Gemini is another air sign like Libra. So I'm thinking he got this. But he's like, you're not listening to each other. You're cutting each other off. I'm like, I don't initiate hostilities. And he's saying that's me not being accountable. I'm like, Desmond, accountable for what? If I didn't initiate the shit, what do you want me to what do I have to be accountable for when I didn't start this shit? And he's like, oh, but you're in it through no fault of my own. We have the same mother. That's not my fault. I know metaphysics like, oh no, the soul chooses the wound. You chose your mother. Yes, we chose my mother. But that's all me and her have in common outside of being a woman, an organic woman. FEA. All right. So Desmond can make no headway. So after a while, she started calming down because I was bringing up the shit from the past. Oh, back to why are you bringing up Kim? Kim had nothing to do with Desmond mediating our sister dynamic. She had nothing to do with our sisterly thing. So she brings up something Kim did when she was a teenager. We were teenagers. So now we get into the Kim part of this. Mm-hmm. God, I didn't want this to be one video per excommunicant. But I guess Kim deserves her own video. Audio video. I can't fit too on in this. And I get 3 hours per video back. I'm fatigued and just thinking about this thing is tiring. I cannot believe out of nowhere my sister goes, I should call Kim and let Kim call so you and her could talk. What does that have to do with the price of silk in Thailand? He's here to mediate our sisterly dynamic. Although, Desmond, you met Kim back in the early 2000s. You said you don't remember, but you did. We went over her house. And you looked at me and was like, I'm ready to go. For some reason, you wasn't feeling Kim. I guess it's that lowbrow intellectual thing. Desmond, we've been called intellectual snobs. I don't think so. I don't even think I'm all that smart. Kenya Moore is smart. Dr. Joy DeGruy is smart. Iyanla Vanzant, very smart. But I know intellect when I see it. But again, and people cater more to emotions than they do intellect. And my sign does not mix logic and emotions. It just doesn't. Oh hell no! Oh no! How you gonna get that? How you gonna get to the problem, the root of the problem, and see? You gotta see lucidly. I'm like, you gotta be stoic to see what the hell going on. Hold on, coffee, man. So, did I say? Yeah, that was weird bringing up Kim. Ugh. So Desmond said, I can't do it. He was, it was an impasse. It was moot, moot, and he said, I can't do this. I gotta go. So he leaves, and I leave. I left behind a pink, beautiful pink plant for her in honor of Azerly Frida. I kissed Ochun. Did I kiss the wall? I did something. I left something for Ochun. I leave some basil because it's her house. That's her house. I'm in Obatala's house. That if you find out, it's up to you. But if you're into Ether and you get readings, and definitely see. I know Arumlia likes new houses. I'm like, he does. He likes brand new spots. But he's a library. Yeah, he would like a clean slate. But see if Orisha claims your house. Like they claim our crowns when we're babies or born. They claim houses. They sure, they sure do. Yeah. Ashil Batala. Ashil. Alathia. Okay, Kim. How our friendship ended. Oh, God. Now, we met in 84, before my sister was born. I was on punishment. Actually, what's the timestamp? 51 minutes? Because if this gets in Kim's hands, she may want to fast forward to the thank Um. Oh, well, let me dial back once when about when she put Kim on the phone when it was at the repass. Before Kim gonna say, I want to say condolences for your mom, but that's not what you said immediately when you got on the phone. The first thing out your mouth when you got on the phone, it wasn't hostile, but it was, it wasn't sheepish, but somewhat sheepish, so like a sprinkle of sheepiness. But it was casual, as if we just spoke yesterday, and our friendship was consistent since 2008. I don't know if it was ever consistent in the same lane, but I mean, coffee. First thing, like, why you told this girl I punched her when she was a baby? I was like, cause you did. I was in bed chilling, looking at dag on YouTube. Child, why hubby found a way to put the YouTube on a flat screen? I'm like, you can put this thing on a TV? Oh God, never mind. YouTube City and me, snacks, bed, and YouTube. It's terrible, but I enjoy it so much. Just a leisurely lady. I don't know. Sometimes lupus keep you in the bed though. Just Tony Braxton told you wrote about in that book. No, I don't work for the publisher or Tony, but I tend to like to read memoirs of people with lupus just to see how they coping and whatnot. But I digress. I do that often. You got to be patient with the digress, the pause with the digress seasoning. All of them just punctuated the digress. You know what I'm saying? So I found energy. I don't know where it came from, but I was sitting straight up in bed and standing out the bed. I'm the because you did. And I'm repeating you did on repeat. Okay. Then she goes, oh, I don't remember that. I'm like, you forgot punching a baby? Yeah, it was an accident, but you forgot. Most people don't even forget accidents. There's hardened criminals in jail, prison, that don't have punching a baby in the head on their damn resume. It's not on their jacket. It's not on their rap sheet. That's how horribly unusual that is for sane people. Horribly unusual. And you said you forgot. Yeah, all right, whatever. So I told my sister, whom I'm thinking I'm on speak, and she can hear in the background. That's what I was assuming in the moment. Or you can ask Tawana, because she's the sole witness of what happened that night in mommy's bedroom. All right, that's the dial back for that in a minute. Then, oh, God, we'll get up to 2008 soon. This ain't gonna be no 3 hours. Bear with me, okay? I can't believe Kim getting home video. God, in the memoir, I changed names in the memoir, but this is all spelled out in the memoir that's not published. Lord have mercy. And then wait till we get to the memoir. You got to be cooking with sane sauce to get with this, okay? Sane sauce. That's what you got to be cooking with. Lord have mercy. So, 1984, Queens, New York. What part of Queens in the memoir? I was on punishment. I'm a teenager. we're born the same year, which I always found very special. And as I started getting spiritual readings, I know why that's special. If you're friends with someone you went to school with and you're born the same year, even though Buddhist is a Ikeda, SGI, Healings Upon His Soul, he wrote, was it, where he wrote it at? One of the books. Was it one of the books? But I read his words about even making friends in school. He was like, that's rare. I'm like, how's it rare when you, it's a given you're going to meet people in school, but I kept reading. It was really special. He just said it was really pretty, it's pretty cool. But it's again, it's expected for y'all to be born the same year if you in the damn same class. You know what I'm saying? Like you got left over or something like that. I mean, left back. And there's no shame there. I digress. In the memoir, me, I found it special when you meet people outside of school that's born the same year. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So we're born the same year, 5 months apart. But this is winter because she was in this long, pretty wool coat. I think it was cream color. And she was holding a baby. From the back, I thought it was a grown woman. It was grown women clothes. You know, I was like, oh, wow. And the baby, Buddha, his cute brown skin self. And she was holding him. You could see him like sitting in the phone booth. If you're Gen Z, millennials know what a phone booth is. I think, well, millennials born in the late 80s, 90s. I think they would know what a phone booth is. But you can look it up. And yeah, Alpha, yeah, I can look up what a phone booth is. I think they're so dope. God, if you had money, I would have one in the house. It's just God, the 80s, baby. Shout out to Intellectuals. What's the channel? Intellectuals, no. Intellectuals. Her name is Lexi, but she mixed the intellectual and Lexi together. That's her channel. She just did a video in the 80s. I don't know if she mentioned phone booths yet. I gotta check it out. A short video, too. I like her Long Jones. She's dope. She's highly highbrow. Very smart woman. I wonder if she got hate for being smart. The way people hate on the intellectuals is baffling to me. I thank God they on the planet, Lord have mercy. But anywho, oh, pardon me, fatigue. I put the FAT in fatigue city, y'all. So 84, I'm punished. On punishment. And my mom worked for the phone company. So she would either lock up the phone or take the phone with her to work, unplug it and take it to the phone. And my friends, shout out to Teresa, baby girl, we were friends in high school. That's, you was like, just buy a phone on 34th Street. They would sell them outside. You can buy a phone, $5. I'm like, no. Because when she get the phone bill, she's going to see, and I'll be grounded for another 2 weeks. No. I just wait for, mommy worked the night shift. She worked all the shifts, but she worked the night shift, this particular punishment stint. I said, no, I'll just wait for her to go to work and pretend I'm sleeping and wake up and go to the payphone like I normally do. And Tracy was like, it's too late at night to be out there on the corner on the phone. And some of these phones, they don't even want you on, because in the 80s, just read Kevin Child's book, okay? Some phones were, you bet not get on it. The dudes will tell you, yo, shorty, that's not a regular, they'll tell you that's not a regular phone. That's all they need to say. You're like, oh, pardon me. Where the regular phones at? 3 blocks up. Oh, alright. But this is a regular phone around the way. So I went to the corner and I was using the phone. I was going to call Ridge. Hi, Ridge. Oh, Ridge. I met him in 84 in Madison Square Garden. I worked at the orange juice stand. And, oh, God, just read the memoir, y'all. And I saw him in the crowd with the Timberland moccasins on. And my coworker, she's squeezing oranges. And we sold nuts, too. You know what I'm saying? I was like, look at him. She's like, who? It's a sea of faces. It's crowded. They just let the Knicks game out. Why am I talking about Ridge? Oh, God. Read the book, okay? But I saw him when I was in New York. That was such a good sighting. Oh, Ridge. Not a sighting, but, I seen him. And I hadn't seen Ridge since, oh, Lord, when had the last time I seen Ridge in person? We talk on the phone all the time, but I don't even know. Oh, my God. I hadn't seen Ridge since. Oh, yeah, this trip was really edifying because I hadn't seen these people in so many years. When you talk all the time, you can't even engage with them. Never mind. We don't do FaceTime. I barely know how to do that. And if I did, what the hell? Y'all look in this house. Ridge, you don't need to see me. Just talk. That's my done now. We're purely platonic now. But anyway, so I went to the corner to call him. I'm on the phone with him. And the phone in the middle says it's a set of 3, a battery of 3 phones at the corner back then. The phone in the middle is empty. And Kim is on the other phone right there with the baby. And and her back is to me, so I'm just gonna see him and his cute self. And she's talking on the phone. He seemed cranky, but because she's a grown woman, I'm thinking, well, she don't have a phone at home because she from the back. It's did she have one? It was like a tight mushroom, Stacy Lattisaw mushroom, and the wool coat, and she was like grown, like a woman. It wasn't until she turned around I saw her baby face, similar to Stacy Lattisaw back then, the singer. I was like, you know, grown woman. She got on grown woman clothes though, and she's talking and I'm talking, and then you know they say please add a nickel, or did they say add 10 cents? The voice would say something. You get but so much time to talk with each coin, so I'm struggling for to find a coin. And my pockets, I had no pocketbook with me. It's late at night, just my jeans and my coat and my sneakers. And I'm hoping then she goes in her coat, her wool coat. I'm not saying anything to her. We're still strangers. And she finds a coin and handed it to me. Was it a quarter? But she handed it to me while she's still on the phone. It was so smooth, the transaction, like, and I was like, oh, thank you. And I put the coin in, and I was still able to talk to him. And she's feeding her thing coins, and um, we having our respective conversation. But I'm thinking, wow, she looks to be my age, and all them adult clothes. What the hell going on? So we seemingly get off the phone at the same time. So I thank her. And she was like, oh, no problem, no problem. I was like, who is he? He is so cute. And she was like, this is my godson, Buddha. And I was like, hi, Buddha. You know, Buddha must be a grown man now. That was 84. He looked to be about 2 or 3. God, Buddha is grown. Buddha, I hope everything. And his whole family is beautiful. The whole family fine. You ever met a family when everybody is attractive? The genetics, good DNA, beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah, if you know Buddha from Brooklyn, he fine. I'm up when Miss New York had her show. I'm looking at that Buddha like, could that be that Buddha? And me and Kim was speaking this. I call it, is that your baby Buddha? She was like, no. But he is cute though. But no, that's not my Buddha. Because he got to be grown. Could you imagine last time I seen Buddha, he was a baby? Yeah, yeah. The whole family is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh. Mm. So, we're off the phone and she's asking me if I'm from Queens. I'm like, well, I live here. She's no, were you born and raised here? I was like, no, I'm born and raised in Harlem, but I came here at age, like close to age 10. So yeah, I've been here for a while. She was like, oh, I'm from Brooklyn. And they say that with pride. I don't know if they still do it back then. It's pride. I'm from Brooklyn. Yeah, whether they say it harsh or soft, you'll know instantly they're very proud of where they come from, and that's cool. It's a beautiful thing because the boroughs were very different back then. Old New York is, like Spike Lee said, old New York is old New York. You know, we think people OTBs, people who think out the box. That's what OTB mean when I say it on this channel or in my book. For the most part, out the box, who think out the box. That New York went through specific changes due to hip hop. It was born there, I guess. It was born there, but even though certain classes of people that make a lot of money from it, more money than the artists themselves, allegedly per online research, they still resent its inception. That's a whole other topic. How can you resent something that you garner millions of dollars from? Is beyond. Never mind. That's a whole nother. Whew. Maybe I'll do a whole nother New York video one day. I don't know. But this is 80s New York, a whole nother animal. So we get to walking and talking, and she's asking me who I know around the way, if I know this person, I know that person. I guess trying to connect the dots of if I'm connected or not in the hood, or I don't know. But she's asking me if I know this person, and I'm answering either yay or nay, and you know. But it didn't feel like an interrogation or inquisition. It felt like cool homegirl banter, and it was pretty cool. And I went into my gate. She was like, oh, you live right here. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, where do you live? She was like, right around the corner. I was like, well, how do you like Queens? And we're talking at my fence now. And she was like, it's okay. And I just go back to Brooklyn whenever I feel I need to go back to Brooklyn. I take a cab and I'm there. And I'm like, you take a cab to Brooklyn? So I'm really looking at all her clothes and her nice apparel. Because a cab to Brooklyn back then was like $40. Yeah, $30, $40. Unless you knew the cab driver. That's a whole nother topic. me give you a discount. Yeah, I gotta be cool. You know what I'm saying? A rapport was built. You know what I'm saying? But I was we're teenagers. You can afford a cab to Brooklyn one way now. But I'm like, what did she do for a living? I ain't ask. So the friendship had great start. So I went on. We didn't exchange phone numbers, anything. You know, he was still sleepy, and I was like, "You got to get him to bed." You know, she was like, "I know." So she went on her way, and I stood in my yard and watched her because she's a young lady with teenagers. She's a young lady with a little baby walking home, which was just around the corner. She said, "But I'm watching just to make sure she's okay." Till she turned the corner, it just felt like the right thing to do. Then I went on in the house to think about Reg. Oh, Reg. The 80s. God. Oh, God, so much fun I had in my teenage years. Lord. There was perils and heartbreak. Every decade going to give you some sort of hurt. It's in par for the course of being a human being, I guess, on planet Earth. But a lot of fun in my teen years. Hold on. So the next day, I'm figuring it's got to be a weekend because it feels like the afternoon and I'm home. And I saw her coming in my yard again, dressed to the nines. We didn't get it at first. I mean, this is something Brooklyn people dressed to the nines like she's going somewhere, other than just around the corner. So I went to the door and said, "Hey, hi Kim, how you doing?" I said, "You remember where I live?" She was like, "How could I forget? It's just around the corner." I'm like, "I know," but it was so dark last night. She was like, the next day now, the next day. She was like, I know. But I remember it's not that hard to forget. And then she described the proximity of the house. Never mind. So we're in the house and we're chit chatting and we're talking. The friendship was easy at first. I mean, it hit the ground running. It wasn't static or forced, or it felt like I've known her for years. So we chit chatting and we this and we're talking. It just the friendship just took off. It really did take off. And it's moving. And then I've learned that because I was like, what high school you go to? And she was like, I don't go to school. I'm like, you don't? She was like, I have a tutor. I'm like, a tutor? First, okay, I done told you about the fine apparel. And she could take cabs to Brooklyn. You have a tutor that come to your house? She was like, yeah. And I only heard of that for like celebrity kids, on TV and stuff like that. I'm like, oh. But I didn't want to probe because I read my mama had etiquette books in the book cat shelf in the house. So I know you don't probe too much early on, but she has a tutor. How cool is that? So I would talk to her about high school and she told me about Brooklyn. I mean, we could talk endless hours in person and on the phone. And again, everything felt fine. Oh, so how she met my other homegirls around the way, two or three of them was scheming on her. I done told you she looked fly. And I would ask her when I see her, well, where you going? She'd be like, here. My house here? Yeah. It just dressing like that was, I'm like, where's from Brooklyn? When I tell you fly, the door knocker earrings, I mean, really elaborate stuff. I'm like, oh, you was coming to my house. To give you an idea, I was into Esprit and Tritons. If you could look these, if you're Z, Gen Z or Alpha, you're younger, look up that apparel. Atrice's like, we should look like we're daughters of doctors. This would be in the memoir. I'm like, daughters of doctors. First of all, when those earrings got popular, I didn't want them anymore. Charge it to my zodiac sign. Like the bamboo earrings I liked, but they got so popular. If it becomes widespread and trendy, I don't want it. Atrice totally got it. She a Libra. Libra rules fashion. She was like, we should look like daughters of doctors. Yeah. Why is she saying this? That'll be in a memoir. So she like a spree, and I did like Liz Claiborne. Kim was into that too. Treton sneakers. Because you don't see Tretons in the hood too much. We like K-Swift sneakers. So they got popular. No, we don't like them. Never mind. All in the book. All in the book. Okay. But again, dressed to the nines just to hang out around the way. Yeah. She wouldn't wear pants until never mind, because I'm skipping the whole doggone story. But she used to wear skirts all the time. You'll know why in the book, because people thought, well, she Christian, and she'd be like, no more Christian than your ass. But in the book, why she wore skirts all the time. But yeah, she didn't relax her look till late. Maybe we're 19 or 20. She wore jeans and sneakers, and we was like, oh, but it still looked nice. But she shoes, skirt sets, silk dresses, like she's going to a 9 to 5. Evan Pacone, labels I never heard of, grown lady labels, okay? The coats too. I'm like, are you? At one point, when the friendship got more relaxed, where I thought I had the rights to say this, but I'm like, are you wearing your mother's stuff? She was like, no, she bought it for me. This is my gear. I'm like, oh, well, alrighty then. Fly, just fly, for no reason. We just around the way. The point of one day she's looking like that, standing out there waiting for a cab to go to Brooklyn, and my homegirls were scheming on her to rob her. And they're in the attic. We was in Tawana's attic, and they're in the attic talking about it, and they don't know her name, so they describing what she looked like. I'm like, y'all, that's my friend. They was like, you know her? I'm like, yes. I didn't do anything. She was like, they was like, nah, but we wanted to. We were scheming, and the car pulled up, and she got in it. She stood there much longer because we were telling her to go by the bus stop. We wanted to get her, alone in a, I guess, a darker location, to go by the bus stop and wait for the car. And she was like, nah, I said, I'm wait right here. I was like, yeah, she got Brooklyn savvy, Brooklyn smarts. She ain't gonna walk with y'all nowhere. And they was like, yeah, we was gonna get her. I'm like, oh my God. Because she had the Gucci bag. She's a teenager now with the big Gucci. Not the little cute crossbody, like the big Gucci. Not the shopping bag, that big one. I wish I knew the name of it. It's probably vintage now. But I had a Gucci, my barrel Gucci. Definitely vintage. You can't find those styles no more. Family stole that Gucci bag from me. You see my family with a beige barrel Gucci, it's mine, okay? Oh, God. But anywho, no, they weren't crackheads. Sober. They didn't drink, they didn't smoke cigarettes or damn drink liquor. Sober bitches stole my shit. Yeah. Sober. I digress. That's 1990, that burglary. I did a video. The burglary of 1990. Should be somewhere on YouTube. The audio video. Oh yeah, this is therapy, venting, okay? Cathartic. So I told them in the attic, I said, y'all can't do that. No, no, no. No, no, no. She's my friend. And she just got the queens. What are y'all doing? And they was like, you better let her know. I'm like, I am going to tell her. Because this is not good. And then knew I had to merge them as friends. I had to merge them. And one was like, tell her, what she gonna do? She ain't do nothing to us. And I was like, it's Brooklyn. It was like, we don't give a fuck. She ain't Queens. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, the attic we was there was some token of the marijuana and the Tawana. Her name spelled like marijuana except for the T, which is so cute. I digress. I always thought it was cute back then. But anywho, in Medico. So I told Kim, but not in a shit starting fashion, just to be aware, can't you just get the cab to your house? Why are you walking to the cab stand? And that Brooklyn bravado, like, I wish a bitch would. And I'm like, no, no, no. You're gonna meet them, and we're all gonna be friends, so we don't have to even go through this. I want to meet them. They scheming. I said, no, no, no. That they didn't know you. Now they're gonna know you because I'm gonna see to it. I'm not having friends of opposing factions. I'm not doing that. We all got to live in the same hood. So I introduced her to Juan and the gang, and all became one big happy family. So I thought. I guess, if you're the black sheep in your family in the house, why wouldn't you be the black sheep in your family homegirl crew? I learned that in therapy back in the day. So I'm like, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, if you're the black sheep in your house, you're probably a black sheep anywhere. Black sheeps unite. I even got a pendant of a black sheep. I have one uh, um, what's it called? Is it onyx or a stone, a black stone, onyx or termalidio? Begins with a T, the crystal. You know what I'm talking about. I want to get one of those carved into a sheep. And as a pendant, I said, that may be too heavy. But maybe a small charm. Wouldn't that be cute? Or a black sheep should get that pendant. I wonder if they got it on Etsy. I do have a pendant, but it's not the black sheep. It's I think it's a white sheep. I don't know, but it's cute. I never wore it either. I don't know. Papa Bear bought it for me. Okay, hold on. So the friendship is good. I introduced Kim to Brazzy in the book. And that's my heart. Brazzy is my heart. Kim Brazzy is the dark skinned pretty friend from Astoria Projects. Remember? And me and Brandy started fussing, not arguing to the point we about to go, fight and square up, not like that, but just fussing. And I'm like, I don't even want to go hang out. And Kim interjected, and that's when I fell in love with her. I liked her up until this moment. She was like, "Why y'all fighting? Don't do this." The way she broke it up and ameliorated, because most people like action. They watching the argument, hoping you come to blows because it's entertaining from them. It's heartbreaking for you if you love your friend, you want to fight your friend. But some people watching it is entertaining, and if you stop it and squash it and quell it, it becomes underwhelming. It's just weird how some people observe conflict. But no, she didn't want us arguing. I don't know. Kim was so loving in the beginning. I just how it disintegrated. I don't know, child. So fast forward to the moment me and Kim have a fight. Lord have mercy. Oh God, we're in the room, my mother's room. Why I don't know, because a lot of people were like, "Why you up there?" I don't. Well, mommy is at work. No one's home. Well, my brothers are probably downstairs in the basement sleep, but upstairs is no one but the three of us and my baby sister. My sister was just born. Maybe she's 2 weeks old. Brand new baby. And mommy had me watch her a lot, which part of me was like, oh God, I didn't have a teenage baby. But as a teenager, you give me a baby to watch often and gratis. And my allowance stopped when I got an after school job and I wasn't doing good in school. I used to get $5 a week from mommy for years. Got to high school, after school job, attendance not good. That allowance stopped. I look forward to that $5 a week. It was like clockwork. I'm very appreciative. Thank you, mommy. But once I started babysitting, I'm like, maybe to go up to 10. No, it went up to nothing. No. So she said, babysitting is like me pulling my weight. You can't live anywhere for free. So why helping me, with your sister is a form of like paying rent. I'm like, Ma, I should pay rent after 18 years old. I'm 16. The law says you take care of your kids to 18. That's on the books, is it not? She repeated, helping me. And I'm thinking, she said the same spiel for chores. Doing chores is like you paying your rent. It's how you pull your weight. Keeping this house together, making this family work. Doing your part. As an adult, I get it. I get it. As a teenager, I was like, so I do chores. And then I don't get the $5. And now I got a baby to watch. Oh. Well, you have an after school job now. I don't get any of your money for now. Once I started making more money, I get $50 a paycheck. It'd be in the memoir. In the memoir. So I'm like, oh gosh, And I was really, she had postpartum depression going back to work. Just period, not postpartum depression with her because I'm watching a baby and I didn't have any kids. And I love my sister. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't want to give up my teenage fun for a baby I didn't bore. I avoided sex because I didn't want the responsibility of a baby. Shall believe. No. But once you're outside and she's so pretty and chubby and cute, and once you get the attention due to her cute factor, you didn't mind watching her. She drew a lot of attention. That's just that Leo in her. Just is so cute. And good luck too. Sometimes I'll find money babysitting her. I'm like, this must have come straight from God. So yeah, babies comes with blessings. They do. And then my friends, Tawani tell me, yes, my daughter. I'm gonna be outside. I'm looking out at your daughter. So my friends loved her. Kim's grandmother watched her. So it was a lot of love. And they was like, don't let her stop our show. Get her dressed, get her fly. She coming with us. We out, and this is not don't do this at home, y'all. This is not recommended. We out till wee hours in the morning, just hanging out with a baby in tow, taking turns holding her. If I didn't have the harness or the stroller, we're still hanging out as normal with a baby in the hood. That's not a good idea. The ancestors and the good Lord must have been watching over us. Could you imagine my mom at work thinking both her daughters are home sleeping? Oh no, we're outside. Not how the kids meet outside today, but just the horrification if something happened and that my mother like they were where? In Brooklyn. Yeah, going to Brooklyn just with a baby. Oh gosh. The moral of the story, don't have teenagers watching your kids. Don't. Just don't. Oh, just don't. And I had good intentions. I did. But I'm a teenager and I want to have my fun. as teens do. Okay, people still want fun and they grown. Imagine as a teen, we got all that energy to spend. Oh Lord. So okay, we're in mommy's room. I would say because the cable TV was in mommy's room, or the crib maybe, because we had the cable. It was WHT back in the days. We had the cable TV down in the living room too. The fight in the house is just horrible. Period. But in your mother's room, people's like, why were you in your mother's room? I'm like, I would, yeah, because of the baby's crib. I don't know, because I was rocking her, fed her, burped her. I'm rocking her, getting her ready for the crib to go to sleep. The TV was on cable because I had a TV in my room, but not no cable box, just a regular black and white 13-inch TV, which was adorable. I even named the TV. I digress. But still, I didn't want to fight in my room. I could not believe fighting never even came in my mind. So I'm holding the baby and we chilling. She didn't appear to be in a bad mood. Me, her, and Tawana are chilling in the room. She was in my mother's mirror primping her tight, greasy mushroom that she curled with Murray's pomade, that stuff in the orange can. She lived by that stuff. She swore by it. And she had balding edges, but she really took care of her hair. She really was into her hair. And I had a lot of hair, and she resented that I wasn't into mine. I just wasn't. She was like, I cherish the little I have, and you don't pay yours, no mine. I'm like, because I'm tender-headed. Mine's is a source of pain. Okay? Child. But anywho, and I'm not vain. I wasn't then, I'm not now. I digress. And Tawana was sitting in a chair next to the crib. And I'm on my mom's bed, with the baby, looking at the TV, and we talking, we chit-chatting. Then the phone ring. I answer the phone. It's Rochelle. Rochelle, we met Rochelle through Kim. Rochelle's from Brooklyn, Fulton Street. Was it Fulton Avenue? One of them. Rochelle Capricorn, mad cool. And Kim looked horrified. Because I was like, hey, Rochelle, Kim is here. We all here. What's up? And Kim just looked horrible. You would have thought she was staring at the phone, staring at me, staring at the phone, like she saw a ghost or something. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, Rochelle got your number? I'm like, yeah, she just used it. She just called. And Rochelle was like, oh, Baldy, shut up. Rochelle's calling her Baldy, telling her to shut up, saying maybe if they pay their phone bill, she can call them sometime. Rochelle is calling her all out her name through the phone. Mommy worked for the phone company. She had top dibs on the new phone. So yes, we had a speaker thing, the mute. We had those buttons in the 80s. Mommy got gifts and perks for just going to work on time. She was never late in 11 years. They gave her party awards. How could you not be late or break attendance in 11 years? I was like, no, I didn't get my mother's punctuality stuff from. No, I didn't get that trait. I didn't. Oh Lord, it's hard for me not to be late in 11 weeks. 11 years, Mama. Kudos, Mama. Kudos. But anywho, so I'm almost certain Kim could hear Rochelle calling her names, but no, she paid that no mind. She was laser focused on me, telling me to get off Rochelle's bra strap. Back in the 80s, I don't know if Gen Z and Alpha, I don't know, millennials heard this expression. Get off your bra strap. It's similar to a guy saying get off his Bozak, if you know what I mean. But I don't hear it anymore. Gen X don't even think say it anymore, but get off her bra strap means to stop, how would the young people put it today? Is it pandering? Or glazing or glossing? What the kids say now, glazing? Yeah, I think it would be equivalent to glazing in this day and age. And I'm like, how so, Kim, when she called me? You gave her your number. We exchanged numbers. I didn't take psychology classes yet to get I'm a teenager, but my mama sure did. She was collegiate. She had the psychology books in the house, and I went to school where she didn't get a babysitter when I was little. So I'm like, Kim, this is projecting. Don't make any sense. Why introduce? I'm all into merging friends. I know it was the I Love Lucy episode about that. She merged friends and they went on with their friendship without her, and she looked sad. And I was like, that's what that thing was with Kim. Just looking at the episode, repeat later on. I'm like, oh, damn. Because I'm sitting there like, Kim, if you don't want your friends to be friends, why merge them? Why introduce them? I have no fear in merging friends and homegirls. I get that from my mom. It's my zodiac sign too. Just to bring everyone together. I don't want to say I don't care because that sounds like I'm indifferent. But I don't care in a negative sense if y'all become greater friends even. I see it as a bridge. Oh well, God wanted me to bridge y'all together to become good friends. I don't see it as I'm being xed out or slighted. I just don't. The only difference is something like with the TLC story. That young lady Crystal who started the group and they pushed out. I thought that was, it was something where you're about to make finances and commerce and become these icons and you got cheated out of that. That happened with another group. I can't remember. It'll come to me. Was it somebody with, was it Escape? With the Supremes? I don't know. There was always like a member who, yeah, it's just, it's really something when that happens. But this has nothing to do with commerce. This is regular homegirls around the way. But I don't know. She just was becoming really, really irate, Kim. And she kept repeating, get off her bra, stop, get off her bra. And then she's saying this and she's interrupting dialogue that me and Rochelle trying to have over the phone. And I think it was important dialogue because I was supposed to go to Rooftop with Rochelle. That's a club in Harlem back in the 80s. You know that dance Mary J. Blige do? I first seen it at the Rooftop in the 80s with Trina and Melody. Oh my goodness, they would be in the Fawn video. I went to high school with them, and they oh the Rooftop, they would tear it up. Okay, but that dance is called the Workhorse. So I think Rochelle, if I'm remembering correctly, was calling me about something serious. You know, we meeting here, da da da, be on time, da da da. I know you always late. So Rochelle can't even get out the itinerary of going to the Rooftop because she's steady interrupting with I'm on her broad strap. I'm like, how? When she called me. And she invited me to the Rooftop. I'm not inserting myself in her life. I'm too lazy to travel to Brooklyn to do that. And she's like, oh, tell her, shut up. And she's telling her, shut up, Baldy. And Kim is paying her no mind. Again, she's laser focused on me. So Kim is on and on about how she come around the corner to get her, my chicken wings because her mother's not frying anything for me. Oh, her mother could fry good chicken. I mean, really good. Just salt and pepper. I bullshit you not. They clean it really good, burn the hairs off. Her and her grandmother, oh, they fried chicken really good with just salt and pepper. They salt and pepper after they clean the chicken. They salt and pepper that. They salt and pepper the flour. That's it. They tell me, oh, you gotta get the oil nice and hot. I'm like, I'm doing everything, and because I tried the recipe, I'm like salt and pepper. Yes, I said, is it the flour? You using bread flour? Whatever flour's in the house. Oh, her mother fried chicken so good. Oh my God, Jesus. So she said, if you bring me a pack, I fry you your own batch of chicken. Her mom. I'm like, really? I went to Farmers that day. Okay, Little Giant got me a pack of wings. Walk right back. Here they go. She said, okay. She put them in the fridge. They come back. Maybe, what day? Like 2 days later, she had to work. She wanted to do them on her day off. Come back, that day. She told me come back and get the wings. They'll be ready. I'm like, thank you. Just salt and pepper. I know in the hood they already fried good chicken, but we use other stuff: garlic salt, garlic pepper, um, garlic powder, onion powder. We use a whole bunch of sassoon, Lori's back there. Never mind. My mama, my sister-in-law, we all use a whole bunch of stuff to fry our chicken. Nope, salt and pepper. I kid you not. It's the best doggone thing you ever tasted. Mm. Best fried chicken ever. Right, my sinuses. I'm sleepy. I don't want to do a part two to Kim, so bear with me. I'm trying to get this all out. Just, oh, God, it's so much. Okay, I don't want to do the whole 3 hours on Kim, but I don't want to do part two either. But it looks like I'm going to have to. I'm so tired. But anyway, she's on and on about I'm on Rochelle's bra strap. Just idiotic. Even though we're teenagers, I'm like, this is so immature. It's idiotic too. It's not making sense. I, I am too lazy. Alyssa's a cute dude, a love affair. Somebody I gave my mind, soul, and body to. No, the energy is there. Okay, nigga, who, what? But a girl, a homegirl? No, I don't have passion like that for women. I'm not sexist. This is it's just not in me to be on Rochelle's bra strap. To me, that's not friendship. I don't know what it is. It ain't friendship. I'm not interested. And I'm like, so I'm like, are you bothered that we're friends, independent of you? Don't be. No one's taking Rochelle from you, and Rochelle saying her piece in the background, which was a kiki. So now we're laughing and no profanity, not from me yet, no profanity. And then I think things got worse when Tawana started laughing. Because Rochelle was just totally clowning her. So instead of her getting mad at the person clowning her on the phone, she's still stuck being mad at me, the recipient of the phone call. It just, I know you probably like, what the hell did you say? A monkey know what tree to climb? Kim is figurative. But that's probably what you're like, because she wasn't giving Rochelle no smoke, none. She didn't give Tawana no smoke for giggling. And then when I giggle, the smoke only furrowed higher. This is ridiculous. But again, I'm not thinking this could lead to fighting, physical fight. It just didn't cross my mind. It was so absurd. The moment was so absurd. So she's on and on about come get the chicken wings. I'm like, you can just throw them out. No, come get it. Back then, food was more affordable. I think the pack was like $3 and change. Just wings. But not a family size. Just a little cute little pack for me. She was going to... Plus, I wouldn't have a mother frying a whole family pack because she said, if you buy the wings, I fry it for you. So just for me. Oh, God. Oh, she fried good chicken. But anywho, and chicken tastes different back then. Never mind. So, we're, organic. I'm sorry. Back to the point. So, I'm like, Kim, just being mature. Just throw the wings out. I'm not going around the corner for no wings. It just, because $3 ain't going to make or break me. Just throw the things away. What? This is so immature. It's just stupid. And then she goes on and on with something new. Now, I guess she was tired of looping, come get your chicken wings. I'm going to tell my family you're not a nice person. I'm going to tell my family the truth about you. You're not a nice person. They all think you're nice. Wait till I tell them you're not. I'm like, Kim, if that's what you want to tell them, fine. I don't care. I don't. If someone calling my house suddenly makes me not a nice person, tell them. They better understand your logic than I do. I don't care. And she was like, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them. And she's looping how she's going to tell them I'm not nice. I'm like, okay, girl, okay. And then the profanity comes and the cussing and F this and F you. And I'm like, you're cussing in my mother's room. I don't even want to say my mom was a Christian, which was more in that moment important to me is my mom doesn't cuss. Mommy doesn't call people names and she doesn't use profanity. Nowhere. Not home, nowhere. Mm-mm. You gotta go. You gotta go. Because you are wilding. You are definitely bugging out. You're using profanity in a space where she doesn't use a bedroom. She don't use profanity nowhere. Let alone when she comes to sleep. You gotta go. You really, really gotta go. I knew about throwing salt then, but I didn't know about saging and all that stuff and opening up the window to get that energy out. But I'm thinking I gotta throw salt after she get it out of here. She gotta go. So she wasn't getting out. I'm like, you gotta get out. She's not getting out. I'm like, you gotta go. So I get up, and again, the baby's been in my arms this long. It feels like second nature. I'm still holding the baby. So I get up. I'm like, I'm walking to the door. You gotta go. You gotta get out. You disrespecting my mother's house, her room, and she doesn't use profanity. You gotta go. I'm telling, and she's in the loop. I'm telling my family. I'm telling my family. I'm telling my family all about you. You're not nice. You're not nice. You're phony. They think you're nice. And da 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 da. Wait till I tell. I'm like, tell them. Tell them. I'm not stopping you, but you got to get out. Oh, you don't care about my family? Because I said I don't care about her telling them. And now she's repeating on loop. You don't care about... I guess she needed something to build up her stuff, her energy, her courage, or she needed something to build herself up to swinging. Because the whole scene was stupid. But she's a water sign like my sister. And not saying all water signs are more emotional than they are intelligent, but she's definitely water. And what's the saying? When emotions are high, logic is low. That ain't a theory. That is true. When a person throws logic to the window to just display a bratty meltdown like that, like as if someone stole something from you. No, I didn't steal your friend from you, who's ironically cussing you out on the phone. This is just crazy. I looked to Tawana and I said, reading is fundamental. It is. Where did she get? I don't care what she tell them. I don't care about them. Like she just took something out of complete context on purpose to justify swinging. It's stupid. So as I'm looking to Tawana the saying, reading is fundamental. This is just dumb. She swings and hit my sister in the head. Yeah, an infant. We don't know if there could be any latent neurological damage. This is an infant. If the prefrontal cortex of the brain isn't fully developed to a human being is 26, 25 years old, the decision making, that's the prefrontal cortex. What do you think it is in an infant? And she's not even teething yet. She's not even crawling. She's an infant, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks old, and not a a fat chubby toddler you hold over your chest. This is what real fighters were saying to me. Did you have not over your chest, over your shoulder, the burper, like chubby, like they can hold their head up? They were like, well, did you have the baby over your shoulder? Because they thinking if she's swinging on me, that would be the face, right? The face a region. They was like, was she punching at your titty? I'm like, the baby is under the breastbone. Where is she punching you at? Though we really do believe it's a mistake, and you're probably like, well, did your reflex move out the way? No, I didn't even see it coming because I'm looking at Tawana like reading, and Tawana thinking show shit is a key. Reading is fundamental, not the hitting of the baby, of course. I'm like, reading is fundamental because people behind Kim's back used to tease, not tease, but they used to say, not that we're scholars, but they questioned her basic academia level. They said she's a junior high school dropout. Never mind, but behind her back, people talking about her neck. Oh, in that moment, I was saying, because she's yelling at expletives at me, and I started saying, "Excuse me, dirty neck." Hey, and in the same key of Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick's song, "Excuse me, Dougie Fresh." That was a hit song around that time. You know what I'm saying? So that was setting her off, and I don't know why you're cussing and calling names in my mama's room, and I seen Dougie Fresh and the different lyrics, and you don't even with no profanity, and you're the one upset. Girl, make this make sense. Anyway, and I used to defend her neck. People didn't think she cleaned her neck. They said, she don't fly clothes, she can't scrub her neck. I'm like, I'm sure she takes showers. We don't smell her. It's the Murray's, that Murray's pomade. She swear by that shit. And I think with sweat and stuff, never mind. But somebody must have told her because after a while she started cleaning her neck, and she's real yellow, high yellow, light skin. So you can see it profound on her neck. Look at Stacey Lattisaw. Similar look to that. People compare them all the time. She has like light brown eyes, and real cute. Both women cute, adorable. Little side go to very Brooklyn. But no, because I can give compliments whether I like you or not. I'm mature enough for that. But anywho, so she swings, and it's no time to even think. I threw the baby, not threw it like a football, but the baby went to Tawana's arms, and now I got to fight. I know, and to her credit, she did show immediate remorse because the baby, my sister started screaming and crying, so she did show remorse. Like she was like, oh, but it's too late. We have to fight, and I'm not even violent like that. You hit an infant. You know what's so ironic about me and her beef? But I have self control. Remember when Candy told Portia, I forgot what season it was. She was like, "You don't have self control." They was at somebody's house, and because Candy disagreed, Portia went. That's nothing. Stay clear of people who disagree, who can't handle being disagreed with. How thin-skinned, insecure you got to be to default to fighting because someone disagreed with you. That's not maturity. It's not even sane. Now, you need people to agree with you in a court of law. I get that. But if the stakes aren't that high, why do you default to violence because someone disagreed? I would never understand that logic. If you're secure in your conviction and what you feel and what you think about any topic, and this is not even a desperate matter. Rochelle calling me shouldn't, spark desperation in your psyche. It was a mess. A whole mess. So we're fighting. Tawana's trying to calm the baby down and get her in her crib and doing the and Tawana's back and forth from the bathroom. Why it'll be in the memoir. So Tawana's a natural born combatant. She could fight. These things wouldn't happen to her because Kim know better. Okay, what the elder said, a monkey know what tree to climb. So when a real fighter is observing two non-fighters fighting, this shit was the funniest shit she witnessed in a long time. The cable TV had nothing on us that day. Fuck the TV. Tawana looking at us. It was a kiki. After she was able to calm my sister down and get her back to bed. So, Tawana comes back to the bathroom. Listen, if y'all don't calm down, I'm gonna be on both of y'all asses. Similar to Kirby in Dead Presidents when they count money at the table. What he told Bokeem Woodbine character and Chris Tucker's character. What a classic movie. But Tawana didn't say those words, but it's in that frequency because she's sick of going back and forth to the bathroom, trying to tell us to stop fighting and carrying on. You're gonna wake the baby up and oh my god! And I don't know. We listened on cue because we're still trying to do our windmill and dance in my mother's room. It's but mommy had but a king size. It's but so much room. We trying to find just a mess. And Tawana didn't physically break us up, which I thought because she likes action, but she was too humored. I think she was too humored to even interrupt the shit, but she wanted it to stop because it's waking up the baby. She worked too hard to put the baby to sleep. So it stops. It stops. I'm like, Kim, get the fuck out. After the fight, you think the bitch was going home. No. She's in the mirror fixing her greasy ass Murray's pomade fucking penciled mushroom spirit. No, no shade to Stacey Ladder, so hers was fuller. And I'm not dissing, I'm trying to give you some context of what it looked like. So she's fixing her hair, but that's her appearance conscience. Appearance conscience are the Leo, Taurus, and there's a third one. But she's a Cancer. I think her Mercury is in Cancer too, just like my sister. They deserve to be friends. They both Cancer sun sign and Cancer Mercury. They totally get each other. I don't know. Maybe there's some love there. I told my sister, I said, well, maybe she's nice to you out of reparations, a form of reparations for punching you as a baby. And you dealing with something with your mind, your head now, just I died, Clarissa's HIPAA law, so Jesus. I ain't say the name of. But what I'm saying is in heal. But I thought about that when she said that to me. I said, do you think it's something that what Kim did? You think what? She was like, no, my sister defends it. Cue the Twilight Zone music. Oh, it was a mistake, and y'all was speaking right after that. Well, I'll tell you why we were talking right after that. Well, back to the fight ending, and she's in the mirror fixing her damn hair. But again, the vanity of walking the streets looking disheveled, that wasn't her. Kim is not about to leave, even though she lives right around the fucking corner. But even though, pardon the profanity, whatever, it's after 2 minutes. Anyway, I'm like, get out. You use my mother's mirror to after you disrespected her room. You get out. I couldn't believe she's still there trying to fix herself. But I'm like, okay, this is ego. She want to get out on her own terms. She want to get out on her own terms. Me telling you to get out, and this is something I could never get away with, but wouldn't want to. I'm not going to be swinging. I'm not going to get angry. If I merge friends and I'm at your house and that friend call you, I wouldn't even get mad at that. I wouldn't. And it was like something came over her when Rochelle called. I was like, what do we have here? What the hell is this? I mean, a psychology class would love it. It needs to be studied, as they say today. Oh God. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Then why introduce us? She was saying her dumb shit on loop, and I was on loop saying, well, why introduce us to her? Oh God, make it make sense. But in any event, I think Rochelle was still on the phone. She probably entertained by it too. I think she was an African combatant. In the book, Pete, when we was in Brooklyn on Fulton Street, and 50 Cent girl, was it Peaches? I think her name was Peaches. Lord, did I put the name in the book? I don't know. We was in Brooklyn. Rochelle made a statement in some park is right across from her building. And we just three of me, Kim, and Rochelle, and her little son, Mustafa. God, Mustafa, I seen him at 3 years old. How old is he now? God, he's a man too. They both Capricorns. He was like, I'm not leaving my mother. And from Brooklyn, I'm like, she's telling me to take you upstairs. He was like, I'm not leaving my mother. Serious, okay? I was like, oh my God. Just get into that. And no, Rochelle ain't back down. And 6-inch heels. I'm like, is she gonna fight in heels? Just, oh God. Again, Rochelle and Tawana thought the whole thing was a kiki. I don't even think Rochelle hung up. I think she was listening like, what the hell going on? We had FaceTime back in the 80s. But she could hear what's going on. She probably was laughing. Okay, never mind. Because I didn't think it was funny how she was disrespecting my mother's room. And then you hit a baby? You are that much out of control as if someone stole something from you. She's behaving as if someone stole something. It's bizarre. It's bizarre how selective outrage they call it now. Because worse has happened to you. You ain't react this way. Oh God. Though to her credit, the girl Candy showed her around Queens at first. She ain't back down from Candy. Candy tried to abandon her at the, babe, you okay?
I'm good.
You think it was the hamburgers? Oh, Papa. Pure survival. Got that from JP. Yeah, that is classic, pure survival. The comedian, honestly. Never mind. Okay, so I'm telling her to use the mirror at her house and get out my house. So she sees the scratches in her face. You scratch my face. And she's again working as again the same type of work and build up of you don't care about my family, you don't care about my family, working herself up for the first swing. So she's building herself up. You scratch my face. We repeating that on goddamn loop. I'm like, she gonna swing again. And then I'm gonna roll her in this bed. And I'm gonna fold her in like a sleeping bag. My mind is telling me what we're gonna do for the second bout. This bitch is crazy. Calm down. So, how you scratch my face? You scratch my face. I'm like, well, that's par for the course for the fighting. It's battle scars. You could have punched me. You didn't have to scratch. You don't get to swing on a baby and then tell the person how to react to that. You were in control before you swung. Now you're out of control. No, you don't get to narrate and dictate how the course of the fight will go. You should have kept your fucking hands to yourself. And you scratch my... She don't hear me because she's in a zone when you scratch my face. That repeat. I'm like, well, it's called a fight. What the fuck? So she takes off her nameplate earring. I don't know if you're Gen Z, y'all familiar with that. Did they come back in style? She had two pair. This was her everyday pair. Did she say Canal Street? I don't know where she got it from. But she had a pair her father gave her. They were beautiful. I think Trinidadian gold. And she told me her cousins took one of her cousins took it at the same time. Family, we were so close. Things would happen at the same time. We got pregnant at the same time. Family robbed my house. Her family member stole her earrings. I'm like, girl, you lucky it's just earrings. They took all my shit. Anything that was valuable. And we mourned together with that burglary. Pretty cousin, Virgo. And my family member had an evil Virgo at the helm of that house. Never mind, it's in the book. It's in the book. So we was talking about Virgo in that moment. And back to the fight night in '85. Yeah, so she's gearing up the lunge with this nameplate earring. The corner, it was the square one, not round, but square with a pointy corner. And I was like, "Are you gonna cut me with your earring?" Tawana said, "Nah, fuck that. Nah. You pulling out weapons?" And it turned serious, dark. Tawana charged her like a bull, and mommy had the big clunky air conditioner in the window and rushed her to the window. Like, because I think she was trying to lunge the earring. But I was so stunned, like, are you going to cut me with your earring? I could not believe that she didn't think scratches was part of a fight. Girl, what? I'm female. I'm a girl. I have nails. Bitch, what? And though she's a Cancer, she didn't have claws. You know how the signs with claws usually have them? She would get a gold nameplate, a name nail thing, and when she got her nails done. But other than that, her regular nails were stubby, no nails. So I don't think she had any. I don't think she had fake nails that day or the gold name. She had a nice gold. Was it a pinky nail thing? Real gold. It was really nice. You would match your tooth. Very Brooklyn look in the '80s. You probably could look it up online somewhere. But oh Lord, I'm at 1 hour and 48. Jesus Christ. I hope it's not a 3 hour. But I'm going down memory lane. Bear with. And Cancer rules the past, the fourth house. So the claws, yeah. Scorpio got claws. Lions, the lion. Leo's got a claw. And Cancer, the claws, yeah. But that was the scratch thing with the earring. Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus. So Tawana rushed her. She finally intervened physically. Not that she should early on again, because she's entertained. She don't see anything as a threat. But she was like, nah, you pulling out weapons? And she rushed her. Yeah, and I thought Kim would go through the window. Because the air conditioner seemed to shift. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to throw this girl out the window. But Kim was not trying to fight her back. I'm like, I thought you were mad. She calmed down. Come on, Tawana, come on, stop. Her energy totally became, sheepish. But I don't blame her. Would you want to go out the window? Like, she was just trying to calm Tawana down to stop, because I'm going to go out the window. But if you're a real fighter and you in fighter mode, really nothing can stop. If you from the hood, you know nothing can stop you. If you that girl like Tawana, you throw me through the window, I'm gonna hold on to your shirt. You coming with me? But Tawana probably would survive. That natural combatant. That bitch was a Tawana probably be like, y'all land, I'm gonna land on your belly. Tawana probably wouldn't be fucking scared. We talking about a window. I know it's a house, it's the second floor, but no, I just think Tawana would totally survive that. Yeah, we get to Tawana. Tawana does her own video. She does. Maybe we'll do hers tomorrow, child. Totally survived that. I have no doubt in my mind. But she went sheepish and she calmed down. Again, selective outrage. This woman rushed you like she on the football field, and now you're calm and meek. And Tawana was like, "You gotta go. You gotta get out." Now she finally gets out. I'm like, I'll be damned. I said that just as she walked by. I be damn. I can't believe it. Now she leaves. Now she leaves. I cannot believe what I'm witnessing. I can't believe what I just went through. I can't believe what I've been through. I couldn't believe it. I looked at my sister in the crib, sleeping. I told Tawana, can you just stay here? I gotta go find a goddamn Calvin cooler. And I'm a teenager looking for booze. Ain't this a bitch? Or Bartley's and James or something. And I went out looking for it too. I ain't fuck if I saw her. I guess we could fight outside again. I don't give a shit. I needed it. I needed it. I think Tawana had a little bit of ism, but we don't smoke in mommy's house. But you know, you got the ism. I got to go find the Calvin cooler and damn Bartley's and James or something. I didn't drink hard liquor. It had to be sweet and cold, you know, pretty much now, like a pina colada. It has to be fruity and sweet. But I'm a bartender too. I don't hard liquor tastes nasty to me. I'm like, we gotta sweeten this up. That sweet tooth of mine, just terrible. But anywho, so after that, we should be excommunicated, right? Excommunicated. Not me. I used to be an apologist, a pacifist. I didn't want to tell you what I did because it's just utterly ridiculous. And I think it's like, because Kim's point is, well, why would you speak to me afterwards? Because I was raised in the church and raised by my mother who always said forgive and forget. In the church, is it biblical? You got to forgive and forget so God can forgive you. So I'm raised under those auspices. I'm raised in that. So, and then I felt bad about the scratches. I did, silly me. I did. Yeah, okay, Black Rose Nyland, Black Chrissy Snow, Black Edith Bunker is what I've been called, okay? Then Sinclair, I'm so glad she's black. I'm like, oh yeah, I finally found a black person to compare me to. But I just felt bad about the scratches. Not that we fought. We had to fight. You punched my sister for nothing because Rochelle called me. Oh my God. Girl, get a grip. You have no self-control. If I knew you were that insecure, I'm like, don't introduce me to your friends. We could avoid you feeling this way and altogether. I didn't even ask you to introduce me to her. I didn't even ask about her. I don't know her to ask about. You told us about her. How she has a nice shape, she has real long hair, but her face is unattractive. You said another word I won't repeat. You be like, if you seen her from the back dancing, her shape and her hair, you be like, oh wow, she's fine. But as soon as she turned around, can't remember you said that? So you've been telling us about her for a while before we even met her. Jesus Christ. I didn't know you had was insecure about sharing your friends. Then don't share them. The fuck? Oh, I share one of them with you. I don't care about stuff like that. I'm thinking that's how life's supposed to be. You merge your homies. That's how you become a crew. I digress. Because there's in the cosmos, there's clusters of stars. There's soul groups. There's clusters. And this is why the oppressor like to isolate and divide and conquer. Bonds, allegedly, according to study, Dr. Joy DeGroot. Okay, start there. Bonds, Bobby Hemmington. Bonds, they don't like us bonding. I'm telling you. They don't. I was in a vegan store. No, just health store in Queens. Me and Beverly back in the days on off the Long Island Expressway. I wonder if it's still there. We wanted to make a vegan sweet potato pie. So we're not talking about power to the people or nothing. We're just online talking about the vegan sweet potato pie. I'm like, we got to put orange juice in it for sweetener, and and she was like, what would be the binding agent? I'm like, I don't know, maybe cornstarch. Is that vegan? We just regular talking about food. And the Caucasian Becky Karen, my God, she was and making all these sounds, but I didn't think to look at her. I don't. It's New York. I'm thinking, she's anxious and impatient. New Yorkers have been called rude and impatient a lot. And then we're inert or indifferent. I just didn't think to look at her. I didn't think it was for us, the grunts and stuff she was making. And finally she spoke. Can you just put your things on the conveyor belt? We looked at her as if we worked for her. We're in her house, and I'm like, what? And we looked at the person in front of us. There's only one register open, and there's people in front of us. Did she expect us to skip them? I don't even think she's seen them. She was so obsessively laser focused on us. So we looked at the people in front of us and said, um, we don't want to get in front of you, but this lady's demanding we put our food on a conveyor belt. How does that sit with you that we just jump in front of you and put our food in front of you? And they looked at her and they looked at us, and then they just chuckled like, we want no parts of this. So finally, the lady sees the people in front of us, like the skies and sun open, like she had to scratch her head, like she didn't even see the people in front of us all this time because she's busy focused on us. And then she was like, well, you can make yourself look useful by organizing your thing. We was like, uh, last I checked, our bosses at we said where we worked because me and Bubby was co-workers, and yeah, our boss is over there. We don't. I'm not telling her ass where we work, but just the nature of the business we were in. Yeah, our boss was over there last we checked. We don't work for you. Oh, that's not the point. And, she wanted an argument. I'm like, let's not give her what she want, attention. And then Bubby said something I never forget in bringing this up, in this inserting this. She was like, we're bonding. It's black women getting along. They don't like us bonding. I'm like, over vegan sweet potato pie? They don't like us bonding over nothing. She was like, oh, well, there you go. You people pulling the race card. And I was like, lady, we're going to ignore you. And I'm like, went back to Bubby. I call Beverly Bubby. Bubby, is that it? She said, that's it. They don't like black people bonding about nothing. I'm thinking just regular, power to the people, Black Panther, that alarms them. Well, it does, but something as minuscule and mundane as sweet potato pie, vegan. But it's true. Now, how did I get to this topic from me and Kim fighting? I hate when I segue. Hate is reused loosely. I'm not hate, harsh hate, but I can't rewind to see how I segue into vegan and sweet potato. Oh, clusters. Yeah, soul groups, clusters. Yeah, egg bait. Yeah, they don't. But how did I get? Oh, why I don't mind merging friends? Because I study astrology. Clusters and soul groups. That's how we are in the cosmos. With Laurentos L. Boogie sparks with stars and constellations. Then came down for a little conversation. Key Boogie. Somebody sung that to me, to Key Boogie sparks with stars and constellations. Because I'm into astrology. But yeah, just yeah, Nandy never feared merging friends. I didn't think, nor did my mother. Your mother's your first teacher. She merged people all the time. It's just, mommy's very resourceful. Oh, I know somebody. Hold on, let me get the number. You should just, yeah, I just didn't think that was a thing that people just don't like. And I think I know where we get it from. Yeah, the bond, cause you get in trouble for bonding, and yeah, get into Dr. Joy DeGroo's work. You would, if they notice you being friendly with another slave, a kidnapped human being that they call slaves, being friendly with another human being, they will sell that person off. Not that you weren't doing your work; you could be making the quota. They just don't like us bonding in a healthy way. They observing you really, really adoring someone in your family. You wake up that person's soul. They gone. You just, it's horrible. So I think that is why some people take discomfort in that. You know, you're bonding without my say so. I didn't sanction this. Yes, I introduced y'all, but I didn't know y'all would forge on and carry on without me. And oh, and Kim didn't even really like to go out like that to the club. Fly, yeah, but no, yeah, of course we introduced her to not introduced her. We invited her to concerts and rooftop. That wasn't was some, especially if her brother partied Latin quarters. She was like, I don't go to Latin quarters. My brother go there. If it was someplace she knew he hung out at, she was like, So she said no so much, we just stopped inviting her, and that bothered her. She came clean about that later on. I'm like, we didn't think you would want to go. You always say no. She was like, but still ask me. Never stop asking me. Never stop inviting me. And we were young. That was a deep moment for me in my living room. That was deep. I can remember what she was wearing. I was sitting. I remember, I can see it right now. Because I would never have the emotional courage to say that. I know I say no, but just that don't mean you can stop inviting me places. I fell in love with her in that moment. You know, love reactivated like a pang of love. It was like it felt like, a verb. I was like, wow. Yeah, not just what she's saying, but she had the courage to say it. I may think it, but because again I lean on logic. My logic would tell me, well, if you keep saying no, why would they keep inviting you? That again, that's my zodiac sign. And she's water. That's not her zodiac sign. So I'm like, whoa, yeah, that was deep. That was really deep and brave to say as a teenager. Emotional intelligence, they call it. I wish she had that with before she hit my sister. In the event, um, after the Bartleys and James and stuff like that, I prayed on the matter, went to sleep, and maybe a day or two later, I sent my little brother around the corner to her house with a note apologizing for the scratches and a bottle, a brand new stick, not a bottle, a brand new stick of cocoa butter. That was very popular in the 80s. Y'all still use cocoa butter? I love the smell. I like cocoa butter. But a brand new stick of that in the letter. I think I gave him $2 to go around. Maybe he's 9 or 8 or 9, maybe. Yeah, 8 or 9 right now. He's a little boy. But he went, this is seemed like early in the morning. Or early for me, because it feels like it was a weekend. It was a Friday. I don't know. It feels like it was a weekend because he's home. But Friday he would have school. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why it feels like a weekend. It was because we got caught. They kept saying, yeah, they kept saying, had you did this on a weekday, you would have night court. Yeah, the cops were saying that. They kept repeating it. Why didn't you do this on a weekday? So maybe it was a Saturday. I don't know, but it had to have been because he would be in school. So would I. Or it would be assumed I went to school. You playing hooky like was like breathing. You read about the hooky in the book. Um, so he came back. He went around the corner. Well, you pay him, he gonna do it. He went around the corner with the letter and came back with it ripped up in his hand. And the cocoa butter. He had the cocoa butter like the Statue of Liberty holds the fire little thingy. He had the cocoa butter in his hand like that, and the letter ripped up in the other hand. And I'm at the door like, what happened? He said Kim says to I won't repeat it. It's a kiki. It's insulting, but it was such a kiki. I laughed, and I said, "Oh." He said, "I would like an." And then it's in the book what she said about the cocoa butter. Funny as hell. I said, "Well, you could burn the letter." He said, "I can't mess with fire." I said, "Leave it out here. I'll burn it." I didn't want to bring up those ripped up shreds in my house, our house. So I did what I do to burn it. And he said, "Can I have another $2?" I'm like, "Why?" Because I had to go through that. I had to weather all her anger, and I didn't do nothing to her. I'm like, hell, I ain't do nothing to her either. But that anger was for you, and I had to stand there and weather it. Well, he's a Virgo. Yes, he spoke like that. I'm like, fine. So I gave him another $2, and he went to the store to get his goodies. He had $4. Damn fight cost me $4. Okay, the cocoa butter already had in the house. You get it was 99 cents. You get a whole bunch of them at once. But anywho, no, I didn't do what she suggested I do with the cocoa butter. But for some reason, I didn't want it. It's still brand new. I don't think she took it in her hand and did anything with it. But she told him to tell me what to do. So I threw out the ashes and the cocoa butter together. And I sat on the stoop like, why is she mad at me after disrespecting my house and punching my niece? I mean my sister. Where did my niece come from? Where the fuck did it come from? Oh Lord, I hope she didn't punch my niece too, unbeknownst to me behind the scenes. No, because Arlene would, no, no. Because I'm like, where did that come from? I don't know. I hope she didn't have any ill thoughts about my niece. I don't know where did that, because you get downloads out of nowhere, child. Spirit trying to tell you something, but no, Arlene about that life, like Tawana is. Okay, no, she's sweet and nice and big and bubbly and could cook, but you not messing with none of her children. Hell no. But anyhow, so oh sweet Jesus, oh somehow, some way, I just don't know how we started speaking again after she punched my sister and we had to fight. But we did. And we did something that we never do. We allowed her to come boosting with us. Gimbals, Green Acres, 85. I don't know. We've been boosting so long, not getting caught, me in the trees. It just, I don't know. I don't. If you have a pattern that's working, people would say that back then. We heard the wisdom: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. If it ain't broke, don't break it. That's a new one. That's just dope as hell. I don't know, but the pattern broke. She wanted to come with us, and we were like, "You sure?" She was like, "Yeah, yeah." Because Brooklyn, boosting in Brooklyn was, yeah, you could look it up in the 80s. It was big. I mean, boosting bus rides, and we were friends with other Brooklyn people. Thankfully, not ones that that we met through her that she introduced. Oh God, but yeah, it was just known. Do your dirt by your lonely. Don't enter the stores. Together. Separate, break up. And Atrice gave me look like a doctor's daughter. So don't dress like what they would think a quote unquote urban chick would wear. Don't wear that stuff. Don't stand out like that. Why am I saying this? I don't boost anymore. I don't want to be educating any teen. Are you a teenager listening? Don't do that. Okay, don't. but this was our thing. Um, I know you're like, no, the low lives used to bum rush as a group. No, we were ladies. We didn't do that. So again, we didn't. We just the pattern changed. We went in the store all three together. That's a no no. That's a no no. Because you're black and you stand again. I told you they don't like us bonding. So you're black together and you're getting along. That'll stand out, even though you're quiet and peaceful. Like who are these little black girls? It's just yeah. We went off script, went off the pattern. So we went to Gimbel's, child. We got our things and left Gimbel's, left the mall. We were way down there. We went past the Sunrise Movie Theater. If you're Gen X from Queens, you know about the Green Acres back then. We were down there by KFC. I think it was called Kentucky Fried Chicken, the whole daggone name back in the 80s. It tastes different too, and per my palate. And the palates of others I discussed this with back in the day. It was good. It was really good, but no shade. And it's still good today, wherever you go. But anyhow, we're way down here by KFC, and Kim goes, I gotta go back. We were like, why? We're free. We're home free with the score, the goods. We were like, why? I left the Liz Claiborne hoodie. That burnt orange silky one, you seen it? I got the alarm off, but I left it there. We were like, why you left it? I saw y'all leaving. I didn't want to be left. I don't want y'all flat leaving me. We wouldn't have flat left you. We would have waited for you outside. What? What? You want to go back? Yes, it's already ready. The alarm is off. Da, da, da. I know people's like, well, you should let her go back by herself and wait for her by the KFC. But you got to understand astrology. Cancer, Cancer rules loyalty. Study Cancer in the fourth house. Y'all get it. It rules family. It rules. Latrice wasn't into astrology like that, but she had a Cancer moon. So maybe she got it. She instinctively got that Kim did not want to go back alone. And she really wanted that Liz Claiborne burnt orange silky hoodie. It was really nice. It was really nice. And so we went back. But I didn't want to. We could see a tree. You could see it on our face. We didn't want to. We didn't want her to go back by herself. Now, because we're not from Brooklyn, shout out to Brooklyn back in the 80s. All the Brooklyn boosters was like, why didn't you leave your goods in the garbage can? Like what you stole, you took back in the store with you? He was like, yeah, we did. We did. It didn't dawn on us we ain't from Brooklyn. But Kim is. How did Kim not think of this? But again, Kim, her mother bought her stuff. She looked so good you thought it came from boosters. No. Her mother actually bought her stuff. So she was that fly. Legally, if you will. So this stealing thing was new for her. Oh my God. I cannot believe. And mommy bought me cute stuff too, but it was from the thrift store. It was labeled. Like mommy said, I'm frugal. I'm not, no, it's not practical to spend top dollar on this designer stuff. My uncle, though, he took me on a shopping spree. That'd be in the book. Yeah, he bought it, but he was that type of Harlem. Think Nicky Barnes in the 70s. Think of the cut from that element cloth, allegedly. Anyway, so we're going back to Gimbel's, and we don't have no more to steal, but we got shopping bags full of the goods. I wish it really dawned on me to leave that stuff in the garbage can in KFC. And then I would tell them, well, what if a homeless person would go in there and take it? And Brooklyn was like, they would have to watch you putting it in there. Who's homeless on damn Sunrise Highway back? And this is the 80s. They had homeless since in the 80s, but like, Manhattan, just the different other places, but they got homeless, the Brooklyn friends, Brooklyn buddies. They got homeless people on Sunrise Highway in Queens. And I'm like, no, I don't think I've seen any. They was like, no one's watching you. I would have went into KFC, ordered something, sit down, and just inconspicuously put your stuff in the garbage can. Put the garbage on top of it, which you just ate. No one's paying that stuff any mind. They shouldn't be paying you no mind. Then go back and get what you gotta get. You don't walk back to the scene of the crime with the goods. And they was like, oh man. they thought it was funny. He was laughing. And I'm sitting like, damn. And one person said, I would have threw my shit in somebody's backyard. This is Long Island. Most people have dogs. The dogs would have torn them bags to shreds. And that's free shit for the owner. No, I'm not throwing it in the backyard. Then you got to go back to the backyard and get no. But the garbage can. Oh, I wish I had thought of that shit. So we're back in Gimbel's, pretending to be browsing while she go get this daggone hoodie. I think she had to go to the fitting room to get it. Oh God. Jesus. She gets the hoodie. We see her walking towards us, and we walk on out. An alarm goes off. You know how you walking out. So we looked at her and we looked at you and we just kept the fuck on walking. It's just what can you just keep going? And a man looking like Mel Gibson from what's the name? Lethal Weapon movie. He came and got us. Just the two of us. Not Atrice. Atrice is lucky though. She's a lucky gal. And he said it. When he came back, he got us in the office. He said there was a third one, but I wasn't sure if she was stealing. And I just smiled and said, yeah, Atrice is lucky. Yeah, I'm looking like, hell yeah, she had goods, but she just doesn't have that look. Whatever that look looks like to people, white people, Atrice don't have it. White people like her. Yeah. I'm not saying that's what makes her lucky, but getting along in the world of racism, a racist world, that I guess that wouldn't make you lucky. But everybody tends to like her. She's that girl. If you met her, you would like her. You surely would. So, yeah, more in the book about getting caught and Kim fighting, wanting to cuss them out, and wanting she did. I'm like, Kim, please be quiet. This is not good because he was eating a hot dog. Kim is hilarious. I'm not saying you would not have a dull moment with her. He was the way he was eating his hot dog. She was like, "You old fake milk chips." You can just eat in our face. How do you know we had lunch? He was like, "That's not my concern." He argued back with her. This is something out of a movie, and I'm sitting there like, "Oh my God!" I could not believe we were free. We were free, and we got caught. God, I just do you know the walk from Gimbel's to KFC? We're free. Oh God, this idiot part too because I'm sitting here mourning the fact that we were free. We were free. A burnt orange silky Liz Claiborne hoodie. I don't even know if she still makes that design. I don't. I had a burnt orange leather jacket. I gave it away. That color reminds me of the whole boasting getting caught and just. Oh God. I wanted to bring this up to 2008, and I have under an hour to do it. I'm tired. 2008 2003. Maybe I can just skip over so much, but just I don't know. And they separated us because I was 16 and she was 15. Yeah, I didn't know one year made a difference. No, one day because we were on the same year, not even a year. Her birthday was the next day because she kept saying, "Take us together. My birthday's the next day," and we didn't have ID, so they don't believe her. She was like, "No, tomorrow's my birthday," so I will always know the day that this happened. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just couldn't believe it. So being that they was like, well, you're 15 today, so you go to juvie. She was like, don't split us up. And then she kept saying, take me. I'm from Brooklyn. Don't take her. Take me. I'm from Brooklyn. I can handle it. And this is not a Kiki in the moment, but now it's a Kiki. It was a Kiki to Mel Gibson lookalike. Please don't take her. And it felt like she really loved me. I'm like, maybe she does love me. This is post fight. Like, oh, she loved me. Why was she fighting me? It was just so stupid. And then we had to go separate places. Can you believe 16 is deemed adult? Especially if you're black in New York. I'm like, 16? You're not even old enough to legally buy liquor or cigarettes. But 16, you're an adult? Just make it make. I wish some sane lawyers would fight for that. Because 18 is the age of majority, right? Why is 16 suddenly adult for certain color people? Why? It was another race. Oh, he's just a kid. But if you have a surplus of melanin, 16 is an adult. Because I can understand it. Because I'm saying I thought 18 was legal. I'm saying it there to Mel Gibson look alike. No, no, 16. You're an adult. No, I'm not. I can't legally buy liquor. He was like, oh, listen, I don't make the laws. I'm sitting like this is making me dangle. And 21, you can buy the liquor at 21. You can get your license, I think, at 17 in New York back then. I gotta look it up. Maybe at 16 get your license, but I couldn't believe they saw me as an adult and her as a juvenile when we're both juveniles. This is before I knew at 25, 26, the prefrontal cortex of your brain isn't fully developed till then. And that's when your Saturn returned. The skull is ruled by Saturn. Saturn was the whole skeleton. Um, your Saturn return, a very serious time in someone's life. You can look it up, Saturn return. That's the end of your 20s into your early 30s. Oh God, wasn't that afraid that time period? It was a doozy. But yeah, she was definitely fussing for me to go to juvie with her, or she comes to adult for me, or adult with me, and they was like, no, the law is the law. So they took us in separate cop cars. I was crying. Oh God. And I met prostitutes in the jail. It was very nice to me. They called me baby girl. Baby girl was very common back then. If you're a teenager and younger. They was like, what you in here for? Before I can answer, they said boosting. I said yes. But I didn't even get caught. Not at first. We went back and then we got caught. She was like, why did you go back? My friends that got the Liz Claiborne hoodie, they thought that shit was funny as hell. They said, let her go back by herself. What you went back with her for? She's a Cancer. Cancer was loyalty. It was like, you went back to with her because of astrology? Oh, they thought that shit was funny. Oh, it was a kiki to the ladies. I'm like, well, that's study astrology. They was like, you. Oh, we got a live one. They thought it was so funny. I told them all of me and Kim's stories in the cell. I told them about my whole life story. They were intrigued. I'm like, well, what about y'all? They told me their life story and how you never go back to the scene of the crime. They don't give a good goddamn. They said, unless you're trying to gather evidence, it's not smart to go back. But you're not even trying to gather evidence. You're going back because she forgot something. She went back by herself. We wait for you on the corner. We're not going back with you. Do your dirt by your lonely anyway. They was going on. They were going in. No, you don't go boost with a gathering of people. What the hell? I'm like, I just set up. I don't know. And then court. They had no night court because they said, why didn't you steal on the weekday? We have night court. Why would you steal on the weekend? It had to have been a Saturday. I was like, I have school. They was like, you don't steal after school. This is cops. Caucasian cops. I'm like, no. They say no. You just do things when they have night court. Just make it make sense. So we had to spend the weekend. Yeah, was it the whole weekend? I know we spent the night in that mug. But we went to Kim pick up Kim after mommy was crying. She saw me tethered to prostitutes, and I'm friendly, being happy with them and bubbly because they were nice to me. They were my friends, child. And prostitutes are different races. It was really really, I am the world. We are the world. We are. It was just really nice. Our dialogues in that cell. The female cop was mean though. I didn't want to eat none of that food. But then you're hungry, and they was like, "You got to eat something." I said, "You trust it? I don't trust it." And where Kim went, the juvie, oh God, in Long Island, Nice. It was clean. They gave her some. She didn't wear pants back then. She was like, these pants don't even fit. Like denim, some denims and skippies. It was. She looked adorable. I was like, you look so cute. And mommy cutting her eye at me like, this is not fun. Okay, this is not a fun time where you think you had camp for real, Girl Scouts in the woods or something. She just was pissed. Mommy was pissed. And she picked up Miss I'm about to say the last name, Lord. She picked up Kim's mom, and Kim was like, I had pancakes. She had real food. I said they gave us bologna and bread and water. It was horrible. I didn't want to eat it. The prostitutes were telling me, baby girl, you got to eat something. You need sustenance. I'm like, I don't want that. They treat the juvies nice. Back then in the 80s, they did pancakes with syrup, and she had like bacon. She had like real food. Well, you should treat the kids nice. They're kids, you know. She met little white kids in there and everything. You told Nassau County. She said they spoiled brats. They got money, and what the hell they stealing for? I'm like, there's something called kleptomaniac, where you are addicted to stealing even if you have money. So it was quite the experience, you know. And our friendship survived it. I'm trying to. I got to get up to 2002, or was it 2003? One of them, when Tawana was giving a barbecue. We're grown. We're in our 30s now. And we want. I was on the phone with her. She called me at work with this girlfriend. Bad banter. I'm trying to think if there's anything in the interim before 2002 or 2003. Because Kim and I would excommunicate over the years. Oh, there was that time she gonna tell Lisa. And then when we were arguing in 2008, she brought up Lisa. Like Kim, like my sister brought up Kim. Because I'm on the phone like, where did that name come from? I wasn't even thinking about Lisa. I'm like, girl, you don't want no smoke with Lisa? I'm like, where did that come from? She was like, oh, maybe you can go talk to Lisa, get advice from her. I'm like, I hadn't spoken to Lisa since God knows, I don't know, years. What? How do you even think of Lisa at a moment like this? This strange. Cue the Twilight Zone music, but that 2008, I didn't get there yet. But we would excommunicate off and on throughout the years. Um, or one time we was on the phone. This seems like 2002, 2003. No, was this 2008? I don't know, just the dumbest absurdity of it. But she was like, I don't know why you feel like you hurting people when you cut them off, because some of us don't care. You know, we're like, yeah, all right. I'm like, girl, why? I don't know why you feel like that's what I feel. Oh, did she use the term think? Because astrology, I think that's a Gemini key phrase. I feel is the cancer free phrase. Look it up. Don't take my word for nothing. I'm like, I don't know why you think that's what I think. Oh God, are you trying to think for me? Uh, no, I part ways because it's just a communication breakdown. We speak two different languages, although we're both speaking English. So the communication is not sanely successful. So I part ways in peace. I keep my distance to keep the peace. Seem like I seem to stir people without even trying, child. I told you I'm lazy. Anywho, oh, that was weird when she said, "Oh God," but oh yeah, Lisa. She don't. This is 1990. We're grown now, not 20s or something. She gonna tell Lisa because Lisa came to visit me, so it must be spring because Lisa's pregnant. So Lisa comes to visit me, and I went home. Mommy's holding the Amway meeting or something in the living room, people hors d'oeuvres, and she's babysitting my baby because I went to school. I was supposed to go to school. That's really none of Lisa and Kim's business. I shouldn't. I told Kim in the vein of friendship, but I didn't like she keep it a secret. I didn't think it was something that she had to keep secret. You know, instead of going to school that day, yes, my mother was babysitting. It's a grandchild. So instead of going to school that day, I had made a detour because I got invited to the village. It was with the trees. It was with the trees. So Lisa goes down. I don't know what made Lisa go down 203rd Street. I don't know. Because, oh, Lisa came to visit me, and mommy said she's not here, but can you babysit? I'll pay you. And she was like, no, you don't have to pay me. Miss, about to say my mom. Let's call her Miss Ruby, the name that's in my book. Miss Ruby, you don't have to pay me. So she's watching my baby while, this is unbeknown to me. I'm out in the village. I'm in Manhattan. I'm in the city. While mommy conducts the Amway meeting. Did I know about the Amway meeting? No. At least I don't recall. No, I don't. I went on out the door to go to school. I was the intent was to go to school. But anywho, And I'm in college, community college. I'm like, I was going to high school. You know, I mean, we're in our 20s. But anywho, so Lisa, after she babysat, I guess the meeting is over. Lisa's walking down 203rd. I don't know. I don't know where she was going. It seemed like she was going to see her baby daddy. Was she? I don't know. But she's walking down that block, and Kim is in the yard, and she was like, "Hey, Kim." She said, "Hey, Lisa," and they had brief talk or whatever. She must have said, she must have mentioned not gossip, but I just came from Nandy's house. I was babysitting, and then Kim was like, "Why are you babysitting?" She in a village with a trees having fun, and Lisa's like, "She is." Her mom thinks she's at school. She's like, "No, she in a village with the trees." And I didn't think the whole thing is so bizarre. Okay, because I left the house. Y'all know contract law. You study that? It's online. Check out contract law. Okay, with the Moors, just study contract law. There's a new lady on. I can't think of her name. My friend Rich sent me a video of hers earlier too. Really, really good with the contracts and law. Oh, her name escapes me. If I remember it, I'll put it below. But she's uh whatever. Oh, the babysitting thing. So the next day, and mommy never told me. Not that it's a secret. I guess you just move on with the next day, and mommy had so many eyes and the I was it irons in the fire, just working and side jobs, and just always busy. And no one told me that Lisa babysat instead of my mom. I didn't know. So the next day, Lisa came to my house upset. Not behind that per se. She had just argued with her mom, so she wasn't in the mood. And I'm like thinking, you're in a bad mood and you walked around going. I know you seek your friends, your confidants, comfort. I get it, but she was really upset. It was visible, and that's when she said, "Don't laugh." Because laughing could be a defense mechanism for somebody. Because she was like trying to scold me as if she's my mom for hanging out in the village instead of going to school. I won't tell your mother. I'm not going to snitch, but I think it's wrong. You was hanging out instead of going to school, and she's only like 2 years older than me. She wasn't 67 or 60, 66 or 68. No, she, Lisa's not that much older than me. So you're trying to process this like, is she telling me about going to school? And it was a very weird moment. It was very weird. So I'm like, how do you know I was in a village? Oh, Kim told me. She did. I go to the phone, call Kim and cuss her out. And Kim is not mad I called her a bitch. Because in homegirl huddles, you can say bitch and jest. Even though I wasn't prone to calling people bitches, even in jest. I'm not prone to calling people bitches when I'm angry. But it baffles me that she wasn't mad at the bitch. She was mad that I called her a dumb bitch over the phone. So I don't know. I said, well, you want to come around the corner and squabble? I mean, we didn't say squabble in Queens back then, but square up. I don't know. And neither one of us are violent, but Kim needs you to believe she is, though. Oh Lord. The point I'm trying to make is this. Back then, I don't know her now. Don't want to know her. With James Hanna, shout out to the great James Hanna. Blessed be upon his soul. He had a video saying, "I wish I can unknow you." There's a whole lot of people you wish you can unknow. Just what was the purpose of God? What was the purpose of this connection? Why? Jesus. I'm not doing a part two for this. Bear with me. I'm parched, bear with me. So we excommunicated then. So it was off and on excommunication. Just, oh God. I think I entertained the friendship so long because I did have a soft spot for her. I felt I loved her. I felt there was some love in the friendship. Um, definitely loved her grandma and her mom. I did, contrary to that foolishness. You don't care about my family. What the, you don't care about mine? You cussing in my mama's room? Are you cooking with a quarter of a cup of sane sauce today? But just dumb and absurd. But I entertained it. I think because of the time, the years of knowing. You have so many years of knowing someone. I told you 84. You do entertain the friendship because it's like the history. Good and bad. You want to honor that timeline. It's so long. It's so lengthy. Oh Lord! But if you don't feel like you're growing, like Erica Badu told somebody, if you're in a relationship and it's stagnated, it's not growing. You gotta get out. Relationships are supposed to evolve, not devolve. It shouldn't still feel like you're a teenager and you're in your 30s. It makes no sane sense, you know. Maybe because it's what Eddie Griffin said: one plus one is not two, it's three. So you have your frequency, she has hers, but when you get together, it's a synergy. Because people hate when you call them immature. So if you're mature with others, but immature with some others, it's still. I aim to be mature with all my interactions, especially with other adults. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, but the third prong of our synergy was it seemed stuck in Teenageville. It's weird. But anywho, in her trying to explain to me on her stoop, this is 2/3 again, about calling her a dumb bitch. I guess versus just a plain bitch. I don't know. I'm like, that really bothers you? I mean, worse has been said to you, and da da da. She's gonna bring up a health condition of mine. I'm like, are you trying to say I have karma for that, for calling you a dumb bitch? None of it made sense because people were saying after that, Kim, it's in the book. They was like, well, did she get karma? I don't even want to say it, but you could probably figure it out. They was like, would she say that happened to her because she punched her sister in the head? Which is she making karma make sense? It doesn't make any sense because that happened after you punched my sister. And these people aren't scared of you. They just have compassion not to say it to you. But they would say, you think that happened because she punched your sister? They asking me like I'm the karmic lord. I'm like, I don't know. Ask God. I don't know. But for you to turn around and say, I got something removed, and that's karma for calling you a dumb bitch. Oh God, Calgon. Oh, stop the insanity. What was that blonde lady? That commercial with that blonde pixie cut that lady used to yell, "Stop the insanity!" Don't you just see that commercial when you just crazy mint, just crazy mint. Oh God, how do I do this? Oh, it just stopped. I don't know. Oh Lord, but where was I? I'm not doing a part two of this. Hell no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm trying to think of anything early on that really just was like this friendship is stale and illogical. But we did have good times. We had a lot of good times. But I had to the rent was expensive. Not like it is now in New York, dear God. But I had to move back home in 2004. Um, my mom charged me 300 a month, which was a lot different than the 1,300 a month for that adorable one bedroom I had. So I had to move back to get back on my financial feet, save, Y'all know the drill with survival in New York. Now survival anyway, everything's so expensive. They allegedly trying to recreate poverty. They want people to be impoverished again. Allegedly. Lauren Hill, what she said, regressive agendas, what she allegedly said. Just in the age of Aquarius. They want Aquarius about futuristic. It's not about regressive agenda. It's not Aquarius is about humanitarianism. I know it rules computers and gadgets and digital but it's still about humanity. It's just crazy. It's another topic, another video. Anyway, but 2004, I moved back, and then mommy moved around the corner, and she said I had to go with her because she wanted to rent the space I was in, and that person was willing to pay more than 300 a month, so make it make sense. So I had to go around the corner with her, which feels like 2007 ish. And Kim and her family so happened lived across the street on this block. Yeah. So we reconnected. Her grandmother passed, whom I tell you I really adored. Pleasant be upon her soul. And mommy was like, mommy gave a card with a check. She wrote money, money on a check. She wrote a nice check, in my opinion. And her and Cheryl, oh God, I just said the mother's name. Forgive me. Her and her mom was cool. I can see if I edit that out. They were cool, but I was like in my mind because I'm not counting no one's pockets, and you don't dictate to my mom what to do with her money. But I saw that check. I was like, y'all must be really, really cool. And she was like, what? What? I said, nothing. Because I don't want to, you don't dictate what somebody spend. Mommy earned that money. That was her money. But I thought that was such a nice gift to give my friend's mom. But we all love the grandma. We all love the grandma. Just very good rapport. And mommy said, you can sign. You can go on my check. And at this point, I'm in my 30s, late 30s. And I'm like, no, mom, I'm too grown to go on your check. No, no. I'll give Kim money, directly from me. And I gave her $75 in the card. That's what I had to spare, and I gave it to her in money order. And I gave it to mommy. She was like, "Oh, you're not gonna take it across the street?" I said, "No, me and Kim are excommunicated. I'm sure you know this." Because she still kept maintaining rapport with my mom. So I know mom. She was like, "Still?" I'm like, "Yeah, you didn't know?" I'm sure you know, mom. She was like, "After all these years?" Yeah. Oh, the first excommunication. This is, I forget the 2002. I'm going to, because that's 2008 with the taking the cards across the street, which I wanted my mom to do. She was like, "Oh, you do it," and I thought it would be awkward because I don't speak to Kim. But before that's 2008 or 2007. It feel like 2008. Because haters can be semantic about little nuances, but they don't want you to be something. They don't want you to be semantic about their nuances. They'll step. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I thought your language was to point out the semantics of it all. No, I guess not. That's only for other people, not you too. Okay. Alrighty. But anywho, um, 2002, 2003. Back to, well, I was at the job. I am so sleepy. What is it? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh, 3:56 a.m. May 14th. Be break of dawn soon. Lord have mercy. And I'm usually nocturnal and insomniac. I done had a cup of coffee. Maybe I go get another cup. No, this thing shuts off at every 3 hours in it. I ain't doing part two. Hell no. And she's a two too. The moon rules the two. But I'm not doing part two. You're gonna forge ahead with this one. This is how fatigued it is. I'm able to type it faster than I can speak it. Well, I took typing when I was young. 75 words per minute, maybe 80. Include the typos. Shout out to Gibbs. Anyway, and I studied that to be a secretary. I didn't realize the Most High sent me to learn the typewriter to write. Yeah, the black Carrie Bradshaw here. Chevy Carrie. Shout out to Carrie, a 1976 movie too. People accuse you of shit because you got spiritual metaphysical friends. That's the huddle you hang in. And pause. They'll say that you're a witch. I'm like, if I were a witch, I'd be a millionaire, and I would have pulled a Carrie a long time ago. The 1976 version. And then they look at you with the gas face, like the googly eyes, not the gas face, but they be looking at you like appalled. I'm like, oh, clearly they didn't see the movie. Okay, I didn't see part two. Carrie, this is the. I didn't see. I don't even want to see the second one. When the first one is that classic of any movie, just leave it alone. And I gotta manage my hypocrisy there because I wanted to do Sparkle over and Claudine. Can you just see my girl Scorpio? I love her. What's her name? Tamla Jones with an update of Claudine and 50 Cent playing Rupert. 50 Cent evoking Woodbine. I could just totally see it. Chris Brown be the son. But modern. I don't like when it's done over and it's dated. And I love Whitney Houston. I'm like, they're going to do Sparkle over and make it dated? Because before Whitney's came out, I was like, I'm going to do Sparkle over. But make it modern. Because people are still singing and trying to get, in the hood. And I just, and I was going to college in Westchester. As young people, they was really trying to make it happen. Yeah, they was trying to make that thing happen. Yeah, they was. I don't know. It just maybe me. It just felt because you got to get funding. I don't have the energy to fight for this thing. You got to really fight, and I'm fair. You want to pay your actors right, and never mind. But yeah, I thought about those being modern remakes. Dope is all outdoors. Yeah, Tamla could really be the modern Claudine. I could see it because we're still in the struggle. FBA is still in the struggle. Okay, so especially now, God, 2026, this regressive agendas thing. That's true math. When Furious Styles said only thing universal in the movie Boys in the Hood, he's talking about those SAT exams. He said they all biased. The only thing universal is the math. And I thought about what I learned via astrology. Aquarius rules math, and it rules humanity. And he said, I said, oh shit. So you're not if you're an oppressor, you don't want things to get better. You have no choice but to regress and go backwards. And yeah, in logic and everything, they don't care if it doesn't make sense to sane people. They don't care. They want what they want, whether it makes sense or not. Allegedly, per study, you can look at the news and see what the hell's going on. Because you're like, you could roll back laws. I didn't even know laws could be tampered with. I'm like, once it's law, it's law. No, I just woosah. Whole nother topic. But anywho, and I took legal studies and got decent grades. But I know statutes and codes are one thing and laws another. In case some more is listening to this, or someone who really understands the difference of legalese versus lawful. Then they got the awful lawful thing. It just shout out to Pro Republica. Yeah, great journalistic organization. Okay, healings. Totally off topic. Oh, the dessert. How this all really spiraled. And conics is the cause. Again, I get spiritual readings. Conics is definitely the cause. Mm-hmm. What's conics? In the book. All right. Well, you hear the word con in there. It's yeah, in the book. So mm, I put the fan on. It's summer. Oh, it's still spring. It's hot. It could be the menopause. Plus the temperature. I don't like to put the fan on when I'm sweating. Oh, you don't give a good goddamn. Um, you can share this video with psychology professors. They can edit it. It makes for great psychology classes. Trust me. I took them sociology professors, anthropology. Mm-hmm. Go on, text it to them, email it to them, whatever the hell to them. No shade. Oh yeah, back to the dessert. This is 20 minutes. This thing gonna stop. I'm on the phone at work with Tawana. Yeah, we on the phone chit chatting. We date back to fourth grade. Okay, but at this moment we're in our 30s on the phone. She's having a barbecue, and it cute the flyers. I said bring a bottle, and I already had the bottle of liquor in my backpack in my locker at work. So I'm on post in uniform. I'm talking to her, and she's going over the menu with me. Regular gal pal chatter. I'm telling you, there's no signs of anything that's off the wall. Shout out to Michael Jackson. I gotta do a video for him. No, I didn't see the movie yet. I'm waiting to see the movie before I do a video, but I should do that. I should wait to see the movie. God, MJ, man. All right, so I'm on the phone. Tawana's one of the menu. I said, "Oh, it sounds yummy." I said, "What's on the dessert menu?" Regular banter. Everyone knows I have a sweet tooth. This is common knowledge. My candy bags in elementary school. Oh God, that's part in the book too. Just rum now laters. Never mind. For me to ask about dessert is as common as asking someone what time is it. Back then, when you didn't have the clock on your phone, your cell phone, you had cell phones, and uh, well, this is the early 2000s. Some people did have cell phones. I don't know if I had one, but it just me and sweets. Okay, anywho, but in the conversation, all she said was, I didn't even get any sweets. I didn't make anything. Mm-mm. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't belabor the point. I didn't go on and on. Just as a regular dialogue. None of that. Somehow, Conics must have been fucking cooking and activating. We hung up the phone. And something must have got under her skin. I don't know if she gave it some thought. But again, Leo rules pride and ego. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. And she has a fire sign moon. Even the ascendant. The ascendant is during the period when Leos are conceived. If it's a 9-month pregnancy. So this is my bestie, but she should still know my nature and my heart. I'm not trying to undermine you or make you feel inadequate about your menu. It felt like dessert never even crossed her mind, and saying it activated or sparked something in her that made her feel like, damn, I didn't think of dessert. But why would that make you angry? And unless you thought it was my intent, I don't know. She felt It seemed like she felt inadequate about something. I don't know. You like a, I know if an astrologer is reading this, you're like, well, Virgo rules perfection. Does she have a Virgo Mercury? No, she doesn't have a Virgo Mercury. At least I don't think. No, I would remember that. No, I think her Mercury is it's Leo. Or is it Cancer? Does she have a Cancer Mercury? Oh, she has a Cancer sister. Two of them beautiful. Well, I think her Mercury is Leo. You know, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look as soon as I get off this daggone video. But the point of the matter is, you know, Virgos want to be seen as perfection. Though logically we know no one's perfect, but Virgo rules perfection. I know it's strange, but it does. It rules that area of life because of the details. They get things perfect. So image is very important to Virgos. Leos too. The sun. Yeah. Again, the conversation was very casual, friendly, normal. I had no inkling that something could go wrong. So again, she hung up, and according to Kim, she called me right back, or she was trying to, but she couldn't think of the number. I'm like, Kim, we just spoke. What do you mean? And this is a city job. It's easy to call 411. Or did they have 311 back then? Again, this is the early 2000s. But it's easy to get the number to where I work because it's a city job. So I'm like, Kim, she just could have got the number from the operator. She said she was so mad she couldn't think of the number. I'm like, oh my God. This is just, again, this got to be projecting. Because she didn't sound angry on the phone at all. You lucky she couldn't remember because she was going to call back and cuss you out. Really? For asking about dessert? Now, at this moment on the phone with Kim, all I can hear in my mind and see is the visuals from that movie, The Bride, with Steve starring Steve Martin, when they said the cake was $1,200, and he kept repeating it's water, flour, and sugar. If you didn't see the movie, you can't see the image on that. The downloads the Most High give me are just as quirky as I am, okay? As Kim is talking, all I see is Steve Martin. And it's not one of my favorite movies where it should just come up like that. Repeating, a cake is water, flour, and sugar. I'm not paying $1,200 for a cake. And the family was like, but it's a wedding cake. It's tears, it's work to make it beautiful. He repeat, paraphrase, interject, water, flour, and sugar. So I think the Most High gave me that download, of course, to keep my energy light, because levity is important, but to remind me that this is extremely petty. She was going to cuss me out over a dessert inquiry, over water, flour, and sugar. She was going to get the cussing on the phone. And when at this job, when they transfer your call, depending upon who's on the desk, they can listen. They can eavesdrop without you knowing. So now my coworker was the desk sergeant, or Lord, did I just say what I did? Oh, God. We don't know who's on the desk, okay? Unless the desk sergeant has some sort of ethics and morals, he or she is not going to eavesdrop. But if they don't, they can listen to what the hell is going on that phone. They transfer, child. But any event, thank God the gods wouldn't allow her to call. She forgot the number we just spoke. She said she couldn't think of it. And she said it to me later on. She said, I was so angry. I was so angry at you. Lord, I hope the hell. Oh Lord, can y'all? Ain't this a bit? If y'all can see my titties. Oh, what the hell? Oh shit. Ain't this a bitch? Where did it go? Oh no. Can y'all still hear me? I was trying to. I don't think. Is that it? No, I can't find it. Did it. I don't know if it went off by itself. Oh, this is crazy. Is that it? No, this. I done lost the thing. Ain't this a bitch? I don't know. I can't find it. Oh no. Oh, ain't this a bitch? Are you still there? Oh, sorry, I'm in the cuss. No, I was trying to cover it because I hope y'all can't see my titty balls. Because I was looking like, can they see? Just the gag nation. You know, YouTube ain't let no titty ball show on YouTube. Even though it's not an active page here. Could you be shadow banned as I'm the unknown? I don't know. Again, this is my therapy. I'm sitting here. I would hope I don't even have on my wig. Lord, I would hope you can't see me. I'm gonna put it up on private first and see what you can see at this marker. The Gag Nation. I ain't got but 10 minutes. The thing gonna click out, and I ain't want to do a part two. Hopefully, I get the general gist of why Kim and I are excommunicated eternally. Oh, sweet Jesus. No, I ain't never wronged her. No two sides to a story. Her side, if she telling the truth, you see I ain't wrong her. Okay? I ain't wrong to one either. How many natural combatants are being wronged? Just think about life. Do you find natural combatants are being wronged regularly? No. Okay. Not by non-combatants, okay? Anywho, so me and Kim get off the phone. But in that call, I made the mistake of saying, because she was like, "Are you still going to come?" I guess she was trying to give me the heads up and warn me, "Don't come to the barbecue. She's pissed with you." I'm like, "What did I do?" But anyhow, I'm like, I bought a bottle because and I like contributing. Tawana has lived in that house twice, growing up. We're teenagers. I was gonna say rent free, but we're teenagers, and the food is always carte blanche to her and other friends too. You have your core friends, then you have your peripheral pals. They were all. Uh, my mom's pantry was open. Mommy was never the food police. At least he used to say on the phone, everybody knew your house had food. I'm like, as a teenager, I assumed all houses had food. She was like, you assume wrong. She said, your mom didn't act funny style with the food either. Maybe she assumed everybody had food. She was like, no, she grown. She know that's not true. She know people ain't had no food. That's why she was so giving. But carte blanche. The point is, Tawana knew full well. I had no qualms with donating. Not, I don't know if I'm going to call it contributing. That's word. With contributing pastries to her barbecue. Because once I got to the barbecue, she kept repeating, "If you want dessert, you could have brought it." I'm like, I have no problems doing that. In the conversation, we were having regular talk. It was a regular banter, regular discussion. You brought up your menu, and I just said, sounds good. What's on the dessert menu?" I was not trying to highlight anything of inadequacy and why did I use that word? That didn't seem to help, just made it angrier. But no, I have no qualms with contributing. I brought the liquor, but everybody brought liquor. That was on the invite flyer. Bring a bottle. I'm like, yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is I never had any problems contributing. My mother always brought something to events and functions. She never went anywhere empty-handed in this context. The mom's the first teacher. I was raised seeing her do that. I delight in bringing something. Well, you should have brought the dessert. That's what you wanted. It's not about what I wanted. We were having a dialogue where you were sharing your menu. That went nowhere. That was mute. That was definitely an impasse and mute. Moot, yeah. Moot, mute. It was ridiculous. And then she brings up, "Oh, and you told Kim you can't wait to see her in Asia." And I'm on the phone like, I said that, yes, but not in the context that you're saying it. Why Kim felt compelled to share that bit with Tawana, I have no idea. So we're in the backyard, and I'm sitting there like, is this the Twilight Zone? Just, oh, gosh. And the high point of that, oh, God, Diane, my hero, her sister-in-law, she's pregnant. I don't know, this barbecue, another one. She gonna tell Diana to get up out her seat. And this woman's pregnant in her mama's backyard. And then she did. She obliged. She got up, but she not before saying this to Tawana. I know Tawana's a natural combatant. She looked at her and said, "By the way, you don't own no chairs back here." Tawana was hurt behind that and mad her man didn't stand up for her and in her honor. And this is his sister, his pregnant sister. I shut up. Tawana think you being disloyal to her? Damn, I tell you, logic be damned with some cases. Diane having the guts to say that, the courage, she became my hero, a total hero. Then she got mad at Trudy because Trudy didn't want to drive to go pick up the peas and rice. I'm sitting here like, am I in the Twilight? And Trudy a Capricorn, Diane a Cancer, standing up to Leo. I was in awe. I was like, wow, what the hell's going on? But Trudy became my hero too. I was like, can you go get the peas and rice? Trudy said no. Now, I don't know if Capricorn, the Capricorn rules boss. But you invite me to your function, I gotta go drive and get your peas and rice. It wasn't here before. Trudy didn't explain this, but the facial expression. Trudy, you are my hero. And when when Kim's brother had that thing at the Queens Park 150 Park or something, and you told her daughter, no, she's pretty in her own right. I forgot who it was, a Gemini, her uncle's ex, a Gemini. Who's the other? She was comparing beauties. Trudy, you're my hero, hands down. Just the logic. Okay, I heard you say over the years. All right. Yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're pretty in your own right. Don't compare beauties. Beauty is beauty. It's art. It really is God's masterpieces. Just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But so we're in the backyard, and Tawana is just ornery, and it just it was too much. I didn't stay too long. I just was like she couldn't let go that I inquired about a dessert menu. So I guess you start feeling silly being mad about, not that you want to be forgiven either, because I'm like, what am I to be forgiven for? This is crazy. So it shifts. Let me get this out before the thing stops. 6 minutes, Lord, 5 minutes. She goes, and it goes from the dessert menu to I wrote things about them in my memoir that they read in the 90s. Well, I don't know if they read it. They heard about it. In the 90s, when I first wrote my memoir, the memoir was circulating amongst the homegirl huddle. It was so cute. They put the $5 in to mail it to the next homegirl. It was just a sample chapters, not the whole memoir. So I'm like, well, who told? Because I'm thinking, who told you that? And why didn't you complain in the 90s? Why y'all waiting until 2003 to complain about this? It seems like dated dissonance. And who am I to bite your tongue with? Y'all certified no short takers. You self-proclaimed no short takers. So why would you celebrate the manuscript in the mid 90s? I lived in a whole other place. To now you're disparaging it in 2003. Why is there a gap of time between the outrage? This is bizarre. I'm no one to bite your tongue with. What am I going to do? Spank you? No. So I don't understand why celebrate it in the 90s. It's not published. Keep that in mind. They were complaining about saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have wrote about our business." No, I wrote about my life and the people that were in my life. Don't flatter yourself. I would not sit down for free and write about someone else's business. Unless it's my job and a journalist, or I'm getting paid to do this, or someone hired me to write their book. No, I wrote about my life and who were a part of it. Again, the thing was circulating in the 90s. Can you tell me what page that you have? Do you see the discrepancy? No, it's not about that. So her and Kim are belaboring the point about this manuscript that never was published. Didn't even see the light of day. Go figure. Uh, as my other friend said, was proof you never wronged them. Because if all they can hold on is to a manuscript that never been published, and damn dessert menu you inquired about, this is proof you've never made any egregious acts against them. You never transgressed upon them. Their argument is weak. It's flimsy. A manuscript, a book that you are legally, the First Amendment, the freedom of press, you're legally able to write that. Assaulting an infant, that's illegal. Assault is illegal. If you can forgive her punching your baby sister, she can forgive you writing about your daggone life. That's it. I don't know. Should I do a part two? I'm over it. Okay, that's why me and Kim are excommunicated. Oh, 2008, when she called for the cab driver's phone number. Oh, God. Maybe there'll be a part two. That was a stupid ass, immature argument over the phone while I was reading again the Four Agreements, Chapter 2. I got interrupted at Fire Island with Sharon. The book gets interrupted again with Kim on the phone. In 2008, while I was talking to Desmond, she interrupted the thing. It wasn't a three-way. She kept interrupting. I told her I had to get off the phone to give her the cab driver's number. And then I went back to talking to Desmond about the Four Agreements. I forgot which one is chapter 2 again. Oh, God. I was able to finally finish that book last year. From 2008. I said maybe they don't want me to finish the book. The spirit realm want me to stay in chapter 2. I don't know. And she's a 2. Oh, just that 2008 argument, stupid. You can read more about it in the memoir if it's ever published. You know how many memoirs I got? It's a trilogy. Jesus Christ. It's about to be a quad and a cinque. Oh, Jesus. Writing is therapeutic for me, whether it gets published or not. Documenting what you've been through, very, very necessary for everybody. Everybody has a memoir in them. Hell, I recommend they write theirs too. I was when we were friends, but yeah, they didn't beef about that book in the '90s. Peace. Oh no, I thought it was at the three. Yeah, I dedicate this video to Etchin and Lemba. Their numbers 3 and 21. 2 plus 1 is 3 and 3 again, and 7 sometimes. I, I just I just can't believe 2008. And then she was cussing. She been brought up innocence. You know, my son, she who brings up kids in her late 30s? Just dumb. I never think to bring up her kids or anyone's kids when I'm arguing with an adult. I'm trying to analyze what you're accusing me of. I don't think about your kids or any minor. I'm like, you thought about innocent people in this moment? You're really sick. Just yeah, the excommunication was in order. It's the only sane outlet. Oh,